All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Untapped podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Neal, and today's a special Untapped podcast where we're going to discuss the NFL draft as it is live. We have our co founder who started this whole thing for the first time on the show, King Gene Tenner Jr. Welcome, good brother.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk about the draft. And this is going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a lot
Well,
of
well,
quarterbacks. I think it's going to be a lot of trades. So it's going to be a fun one.
well, while we over here talking about the draft, how do you feel about the progress of Untapped as a whole?
No, I think it's growing. I'm glad to see what you did with it, starting the podcast, reaching out to different people, having those conversations. And then just from the beginning, when it was you and Emmett and getting everything uploaded and just keeping the brand alive and well as we go through changes and how we feel like where we're going to lead to in this new era. I mean, especially with an era where D and I looks like it's not going to be around for long. It's you have to adapt, right? You adapt to what's going on around. You adapt to what's going on in the world, and we're just gonna take it to the next level. So we're gonna have all conversations, sports conversations, real conversations, life conversations. So it's important.
All right, everybody, if you are listening, please stay tuned. There's going to be a lot coming up in 2024 for Untapped as we are going to be busy and we're going to be hitting the ground and running. But this NFL draft, Gene, what are you most anticipating? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, like always, it's the quarterbacks. There's a lot of quarterbacks I think they're reaching on, and then it's a lot of quarterbacks I think will be good. But like always, my biggest thing is all about fit, right? If you go to the right coach, you're gonna be fine. You
Hmm.
go to the wrong coach, your career is gonna be not for long, and that's what it's gonna mean. And that's my biggest thing with all these quarterbacks is like I don't like this new era of this quarterback has to play immediately. To me, that's the dumbest thing ever. Everybody's in a rush. Oh, we got him on this rookie deal. Have him sit a year. Like, there's nothing wrong with sitting a year. Steve McNair sat a year. Like, sit a year. Let them get the pace of the game and the speed of the game down. Like, stop being in such a rush to get these guys out here, and then when they don't pan out, you're back in the same situation. So for me, I was like, with all these quarterbacks, it's okay to let them sit. It's nothing wrong with
Yes.
letting them sit a little bit. Like some of these guys I look at, I was like, they need to sit a year. They need to watch a year. They need to see what's going on. So it's gonna be interesting to see where everybody go and how everybody's gonna get rushed into different situations.
Hmm.
Hopefully, teams start being smarter and stop just throwing these quarterbacks out there and getting ending their careers, basically wasting their career. If I was a quarterback coming out of the draft, I was like, no, I need to sit and watch a little bit. I'm not gonna be one of these guys. You got to think about over the years. Think about how many good quarterbacks were good immediately. Like it's like maybe three. It's probably Stroud.
It's not
Cam
many.
Newton was good. Like you saw signs in Peyton Manning, but even though he had a lot of picks, you saw signs in Peyton Manning. You
Hmm.
see those things, but like a lot of them, they don't pan out because they're getting rushed. To me, Trevor Lawrence was rushed. I was like, you didn't need to
Yeah.
play Trevor Lawrence immediately. I was like, you have a generational. If you have a generational arm that you drafted, don't rush them on the field. Make sure they're everything is taken care of. Make sure they're ready to go. So for me, that's the biggest thing. Like I want to see them make their picks. I want to see them be smart with quarterbacks and stop rushing it so much. And stop if you stop overpaying them, you wouldn't have to rush it so much. So that's
Well,
that's a whole another subject.
I can agree with that. Patrick Mahomes for a year behind Alex Smith, and I think that's a little known fact that a lot of people do not know. A lot of people, when they're sitting in the barbershops, they talk about Patrick Mahomes was, hey, he was he started his first year. I said he played one game. That was Alex Smith's team. So you're spot on with that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Williams and Daniels and May and Penix, Nix. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are out there. But yeah, when we start getting into these comments and the conversation, as we see Mr. Broderick Green has chimed in. What's up, fellas? Good to see you, Broderick Green. I wish you was on the show with us right now so you can go ahead and chop it up with us. But
Look,
you
Roger.
know,
Roger can give some good insight. He watched the game like us, man. just watch them
Yeah,
with a clean eye because a lot of these guys, they're fans of people. I'm like, no, I'm looking at it from an eye of who are you, how can you play, how do you fit. Fit means everything.
it does. It does. Now I got one question for Mr. Green. Are we gonna dethrone King Gene again in fantasy football? I just want to know. I just want to know. That's all I want to know. Because he got dethroned this year. He's sitting on the sideline right now. Oh, matter of fact, is my sticker on the trophy yet?
It is not. It's coming, but it
What's
doesn't
what's
matter.
taking so long?
I have 8 championships, so you gonna wait.
Look. Now, Mr. Green said, "Man, look, I'm just questions, Mr. Green. Just saying, it's the whole world against Gene. I'm just saying."
I always win in even years. That streak, somebody got to break that streak. Always win
Well,
in even years.
well, you can forget it this year
I
because
think it's
we're
a
gonna break
situation.
it.
I think it's a situation when I lose, I focus more. So
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Like you said, Gene versus everybody. Yes, sir.
I get too I get too comfortable when I win one, and I come back and I just start doing stupid stuff. I gutted my team when I shouldn't have
You did.
last year. Like if I would have kept my
You
team as
did.
is, we'd have been fine.
You wouldn't have won.
Yeah, you got
You
real
were
hot
gonna lose to me.
because Emmett gonna be suspended next year.
Well, look, I made a nice trade. It was a good trade at the time. No matter what you say or think, and then I went on a win streak to where nobody else beat me.
Yeah, because CD was giving you like 40 a game. So
Hey, man. It wasn't just CD. It wasn't just CD. I had Rashi Rice too, who I drafted. Thank you very much, hater. Tell you,
wait,
man.
I think the commissioner's coming to the stage.
All right. So what we're
Oh
gonna
no, he
do?
has a minute. He's coming in a minute.
Well, as we're waiting, anybody that's attempting to join and pop in, please pop in. We would love to see your comments about the draft. Invite others, and also subscribe to our YouTube page. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are at about 120 subscribers right now. We would love to see more people start to pop in with the Untapped podcast, as we're going to be talking about a lot of different things in 2024.
Yep. And it's
Now,
here.
as
So
long as we're not talking about King Gene's fantasy team, because we're not going to discuss that today.
get out of here. So who do you think is your steal in the first round? What player is gonna get reached for?
Oh, JJ McCarthy is going to get reached for. That's going to be the reach pick. He's the quarterback to me that's the most unproven. I think that Penix is the one that's being the most disrespected, because Penix has done it
And what's
over
crazy?
and go ahead.
I'm with you. Phoenix to me is a top 3 quarterback. He's in the top 3.
Yep.
So
And
that's
look,
my
Green even said JJ.
JJ.
We in agreement.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy. I don't know where this hype is coming from. You know me. I always believe it's agents that know some of these guys. And all right, wait, the commissioner's coming up real quick.
It's time, everybody. It's time.
We've waited 6 years to say this. Welcome to the NFL Draft in Detroit. Let's go, Big D. How you like that? And I was just kidding about the rap battle. We were gonna save that for another day. But the pride of Detroit has got a little some surprise for you and bringing out a few other surprises for you. So there you go. Detroit! What up? It's here. Make some noise for the Detroit Lions. Let's go!
They have all the stars out, man.
I like the setup.
Yeah.
Yo, what up,
Nashville was still
Detroit?
better. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Still better.
this is
That's
crazy. I
one.
can't believe it. But before we get off the stage, I need to hear one thing. Jerry Goff. Jerry Goff. Jerry Goff. What's up, Detroit? Let's go, baby! Hey, Detroit! Let's turn up tonight, baby! Let's get it!
Untapped has to make one of these live.
Right.
What's up, Detroit?
Coming soon.
What's up, football fans? Thank you for showing the world how we do it here in Detroit. Great job, guys. I just got one thing to say. What up, though?
Typical
All
Calvin
right,
Johnson.
Detroit.
Yes.
Come on.
Here we go.
Okay. Detroit, we got fans from 32 teams right down here, and of course all the Detroit faithful in the back. Welcome to all of you, and most importantly, thank you to Detroit. You guys have been awesome. All right. You ready to get this show on the road? Okay, the 2024 NFL Draft is now underway. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
All right, the Bears on the clock.
I think it'll be Caleb Williams. I don't see it going any other way. I think Caleb Williams is the pick here.
Caleb Williams is the pick, but there's a lot of things to uncover with him. I hope they bring in a veteran, have someone to shadow him for a little bit and get him ready, because he isn't ready. He's a very much an unfinished product. To me, he is not a pure passer. He is more of a runner quarterback. There's a lot of running attributes that he has. There were a lot of picks this past year. He had decent receivers. Defense was terrible. His offensive line was terrible. So he needs as much protection as hopefully the running game can support him. But if he doesn't have the running game that he needs, there's going to be another Bryce Young situation, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I know he has like Caleb has he has great arm talent, right? Right. He can definitely when he was at USC, he went off script a lot. So he's a natural playmaker. I mean, he has good footwork, like you said. Like he can run out the pocket. I mean, he's a very competitive person. Like you can tell if you watch his interviews and how he plays, he's real competitive. And I mean, I'll give us he plays a lot of backyard football. That's what worries me. When he's at USC, you saw it get him into a lot of trouble when he go to backyard football. He threw a lot of picks, a lot of interceptions, made a lot of bad decisions. Like his tendencies to look for the biggest throw all the time. That's gonna have to change in the NFL. In college, you can get away with that, and like his fearlessness when it comes to big positive plays, right? Like I said, he always thinks he can make the big play. NFL, there's too many studs around. Like if you're throwing a lot of picks in college, there's gonna be a lot of picks in the pros. So
it is,
and that's just real simple. I mean, to me, he can't. I've never seen him throw big time throws down the field in structure, right? Like in the pocket when he needs to make a throw. I've never seen him do it. He does not do it. It's always out of the pocket, rolling through the pocket, and that's when his ability lacks when he's in the pocket. When you force him to stay in the pocket, his ability changes and it makes him throw a lot of picks. If you saw the Notre Dame game, Notre Dame did a good job keeping him in the box, making him stay in the box, making him throw in the box. He struggled throughout the whole game. So my biggest thing with Caleb is I'm one of those guys Caleb shouldn't start right away. Caleb definitely needs to look at it. He needs to look a little bit. He needs to sit a little bit, look a little bit, and maybe halfway during the season, like, all right, the keys are yours. But he can't do what he did at USC. And you know what our biggest worry? Lincoln Riley quarterbacks. Lincoln Riley quarterbacks are average to above average at best. They're not always great. And the only one who's really been good is what, Kyler?
Kyler to me, that I think the injury did help him last year
Yeah,
to where
it
he
made
was
him
able
become
to
a
watch the
quarterback.
game.
Right. It made him become a quarterback. And I think that's gonna happen with Caleb. I think you're gonna have to wait, you're gonna have to watch, and you got to check it out.
Well, everybody, the Ash Williams has chimed in. His new name is the Los Ashley Rams, since he had all the Rams last year, and literally almost took me out of the fantasy playoffs. Outstanding comment. I do agree, Gene. My concern is that in Chicago, cold weather, you're gonna have to play Green Bay. You're gonna have to play. I know Minnesota and Detroit, are dome teams, but at the same point in time, those teams provide issues in that dome because of how loud it is. So is he prepared for that? I know he comes from the DC area, cold weather, etc. But you went to Oklahoma, you went to USC, you played in very decent weather, you played on in the lights, as you can say, in the Coliseum. Um, but Baker Mayfield, he's had like a little bit of a reclamation. I can say that.
Yep.
Kyler struggled, but he's had a little bit of a reclamation. These quarterbacks take 3, 4, 5 years to actually figure it out. So in his situation, he does have DJ Moore. He does have Keenan Allen. He has a revamped offensive line. He has a running back that he can hand the ball off to. But the question will be, are those weapons enough when you're going up against a Detroit, when you're going up against a Green Bay? Those two teams are set right now. And I actually don't think that they're set up right now, the Chicago Bears, to just win right off the bat. I think it's going to take a little time. So they need to beef up their offensive line a little bit more and get them some help on the defensive line as well.
And that's the biggest thing I agree with you on. I was like, I think Caleb is just, to me, Caleb is going to be a project. And he has a lot of Aaron Rodgers off the field mind type deals going on here. And I worry about that too. Like sometimes you got to be able to, like he's a little, like I'm not gonna say weird. He's just a little, like he's a little different. He's a little different in that way where sometimes you probably can overthink your situation. Like to me, Aaron Rodgers overthinks everything, and he's caught up into like this whole aura and chakra and all this stuff. It's like, no, that's not what you need to be doing. It's football. No. So
no. Enjoy the game. Be a kid while you're playing the game. But we're gonna see. We know the pick is gonna be Caleb no matter what.
Right.
The pick is in as we can see.
The pick is in.
And DJ Moore said the veterans taught him so much in their short amount of time together, and he's starting to feel some chemistry vibing with them. And as you've noticed, Caleb Williams wearing a custom suit, and it's all purposeful. It's navy blue to represent the team colors that he'll be wearing this fall, guys.
A little bit of an offbeat personality. He's, of course, the first mega star of the NIL era. So we've seen him in different ways than we're accustomed to with previous players. That's going to be something we will get used to. He will always be the first one to come along. This is a young man who I think a year ago we knew was destined for this moment, and this night has finally come. You see the congratulations already being shared in the Bears draft room. Remember, they will make another pick here tonight, barring a trade at number 9 overall. But here it comes. They've waited a century. Let's see if this is the time they get it right. The commissioner is on his way to the stage to announce the first pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. And for the first time since 1947, it's the Bears who make the selection.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback, Southern California.
All right, we got the pick.
There he is, Chicago.
Right. Look, no shock there.
No,
So, no shock at all. We knew what they
no
were going to do with that pick.
surprise.
Now, I think they have everything around him. So he is in the best situation of any big first year quarterback when it comes to weapons around him than any other quarterback I've ever seen. So it's up to him.
Again, I wonder his IQ in reading defenses. The Tulane game is the example. So everybody needs to go back to 2 years ago, the Cotton Bowl. Watching that game, nobody is supposed to beat them. USC is supposed to be beat. Tulane is supposed to be beat. So there are opportunities in which USC had an opportunity to just take Tulane completely out of the game. The next to last drive, I really want to hit on. They were like at the 2-yard line. They decided to run the football. You have Caleb Williams back there. This could be a lot of coaching, could be. But I think a lot of it is, why aren't you making checks at the line? If you see that they are stacked in the box and you have the wide receivers, why aren't you going and saying, all right, I'm the QB? So that's where the IQ part comes in. You have to be the one to check out of what's not going to work. You can't make that mistake in the NFL. So if you're doing it in college, why can't you make those checks at the line and, pressure games? It might not be a big game. USC might not have cared about the game, but it sure did matter to Tulane because they sure did come out with the W. So just saying. But we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, and that's what pretty much I had marked on my list as number one on the board. Now, the next pick is going to get tricky. So I don't know what the Commanders are thinking right now. It could be Jaden. It could be Jaden Daniels. It could be Derek May. It could be J.J. McCarthy. Like, it could be any one of them. I don't know what they're thinking. It's like, if you heard about their interview processes online and things like that, it's been like very strange. Like, people have been rubbed off the wrong way when they've been doing interviews with them and things of that nature. So who knows what they're going to do with this pick? But I believe it's going to be quarterback, right? We know it's going to be a quarterback. We just don't know which one. So, on your end, who do you think? To me, Jaden Daniels should be the pick, but who do you think they're going to go after?
It should be Jaden Daniels. They need a dynamic quarterback. Sam Howell was with May at North Carolina. I'm not saying that they're the same player. Not saying that it's completely the same system, but there's a lot of similarities in that system that I saw. And then there were some games in which May just fell off a map. You don't even know who he was. We're looking at Daniels as the Joe Burrow reclamation project. He had an average junior season, and then all of a sudden he figures it out. Like a snap of a finger, he's ready to rock and roll now. The question is, did it have to do with the receivers that he had? He had 2 elite receivers to throw the ball to, but his ball placement was outstanding, and that's something that people are asleep on. Then the other quality that he has the ability to run when things break down. Now, my only concern is that when you put your eyes down in the NFL and you're not looking down the field, it could hurt you. But there are subtle situations in which he's looking to just run, but he's more of a passer before he starts running. So it's a little bit different of a dynamic than a Michael Vick example, or when Jalen Hurts first entered the NFL. He's just looking to run. He wasn't looking to pass. So
and for Jaden, if it is Jaden Daniels, it's one thing I need him to do: stop running straight up. He did that way too many times in college. He won't survive in the league. You can't run vertical like he does. Like, he ran straight up. Sometimes he would jump into people and get hit dead in the chest.
That Ole Miss game.
You can't do that against NFL players.
That Ole Miss game.
Doing it in the SEC. But he did it. So it's going to be interesting. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with this pick. it seems like they're taking a lot of time. They're just draining the clock. I don't know if that's intentional or they're like somebody's on the phone trying to trade with them. But to me, Jaden Daniels should be the pick. Don't know what they're going to do because of all the weird interviews that I've been hearing of quarterbacks going in and not being impressed with the staff and being rubbed the wrong way. So I don't know how it's going to unfold for them. So hopefully Adam Schefter can shed some light into everything that's going on. Shefty be on it. Shefty always has everything.
If Daniels isn't the pick and they pick, and for me, that's you're reaching, because if you're comparing Daniels and May, you're saying that they're the same quarterback. They're not.
Right.
It's not even close.
And the pick is in, and I don't know if Jaden Daniels selling it or not. He did not look excited. He didn't look. He just had his hand over his mouth.
Yeah.
So
it's a
we're about to find out soon.
If it's Drake May, I'm just like, why would you draft another North Carolina quarterback? I just don't understand it. If it's JJ McCarthy, how many pressure situations has he been in? Is he ready to, play the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys? Is he ready for that? The Philadelphia Eagles twice a year. Is he ready? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we're about to find out soon. So they said the pick is in. I wish they hurry up and get this pick in. Let's see.
The Washington Commanders, Doug Williams, all in the pride of Grambling.
Lewis Riddick, you've been saying to me for months on this program, in the lead up and on Get Up and anywhere else we've had this conversation, that he is your number one player in this class. And I can see the commissioner making his way out onto the stage where he will announce the selection. It's been in for a few moments, and you saw the Washington draft room in their celebration. Here comes pick number 2.
With the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels, quarterback, LSU.
Good pick. Good pick.
Again, what a season he had.
Made the right pick.
Made the right pick.
Over 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. He won the
They may have their Joe Burrow.
the O'Brien and Manning Awards.
They might have another Joe Burrow on their hands. So, I mean, it's going to be good to see. Like I say, a lot of things with Jaden Daniels. I told you I hated that he ran up and down. He took a lot of hits.
And he doesn't have a big frame.
Way too many for my liking.
Up top, he's framed.
He doesn't have a big frame. And that worries me as well. And I mean, for me, like, listen, legitimate run threat, right? If you press him, you try to blitz him, he can run. But he's susceptible to get hit. I mean, his arm talent, like, he can hit all 3 levels. And to me, that's what separated him and Caleb. I don't think Caleb Williams can hit all 3 levels like Jaden Daniels could.
No.
We saw Jaden hit all 3 levels at LSU. Like, not too many quarterbacks can do that.
He threw his receivers open.
Right.
Caleb Williams had screens. He had guys that were able to get a bunch of yak yards. And Jaden is throwing the ball down the field and with accuracy. Like, the crazy part and what I'm going to say is, you put Jaden Daniels on USC and you put Caleb Williams on LSU. LSU loses 3 more games. They lose the Missouri game if they have Caleb Williams.
I totally agree.
So
I think Jaden Daniels would have did better on USC than Caleb Williams.
All right, so we have a Patriot fan chiming in. We everybody. The Ham is here. He makes the best lemonade in the world. I just want to let y'all know I'm selling right now for him, Mr. Ham. I just want to know if I can get maybe 5% when you put it out there, because I'm doing excellent marketing for you right now, sir. Just letting you know. But he's a Patriot fan that doesn't want Drake.
I need Ham to jump on live for the pick. I don't know. Don't do this YouTube stuff. Get on live for the pick, because I want to hear your whole recourse of what happens with this pick.
Well, like, if it's Drake May, he's gonna be upset.
He's gonna be upset. But we can go back to this. I would say like the good things about Jaden, he does have a lot of bad things, right? I mean,
Hmm?
like he takes a lot of sacks. Like that's one thing I'm not a fan of. He had a high sack rate at LSU, and it was just
Yes.
one of those situations. I mean, I've seen other quarterbacks do that as well. It's just like, all right, it's too many people. I'm gonna take the sack, right? It reminded me of Sanders. Shiloh
Well,
took a lot of sacks.
I think Burrow took his fair share of sacks as
Yeah,
well.
Burrow
That's
took
another
his
thing
fair
that
share of sacks
people,
too. It is
you
almost they have the
know,
attitude is like I'd rather take a sack than throw an interception, but sometimes it can be too many. Um,
yeah,
Another thing, like his pocket presence is still a like work in progress. Like if you
it
notice,
is.
like when he's in the pocket, he's still learning. To me, he's better than Caleb Williams in the pocket, but he's still
Mhm.
learning that process in the pocket.
I agree.
I mean, sometimes his accuracy can be inconsistent. Like sometimes during the games, he gets through these drives where he's just all over the place, it's sporadic.
Mhm.
But on the positive side, he's like, I would say he's like 70-30, right? 70% of the time is good. The other 30 is real bad. The placement, the pocket placement is bad. And he's going to Chocolate City. He's going to be in DC. So he's going to have to represent DC. So it's
Yeah,
a lot of distractions in DC. So can you focus on
it
football?
is.
Can you be that guy that they want and they can lean on to the organization? I think he good. I think Jaden's a great kid. I think he can go in there, he can focus, and he can do well. But like I say, it's also depending on the offensive coordinators and who he's with, right? It's all about the
True.
OCs. It's all about who's helping him. How about who's developing them, and that's the
Well,
biggest
well,
key.
ladies and gentlemen, we have the ham in the house, and we don't
Oh,
mean ham and cheese. So,
and your pick is in.
yes.
The pick is in. Man, I swear this is reminiscent of 2 years ago. I swear. I swear, brother. I swear this better not be mayhem, bro. I'm not with it, man.
He said, "I'm not with it."
I feel like we're being force fed the quarterbacks after Caleb, of course.
And
If
you
you
know
don't
what?
love the guy, man, either pick another position we need, which was wide receiver. And I know this wide receiver class is deep. I get that, but this is a generational talent in Marvin Harrison, bro. That's your playmaker for the next 3, 4 years, and then you work it out at quarterback, possibly Bo Nix, Michael Penix. We pick again at 34. Maybe you can trade back into the first, but not Mayhem, man. Don't take a swing.
Listen, you can trade back in and get Green Bay pick,
Oh yeah,
and
I know
then draft
y'all.
Penix.
I
Oh
know y'all.
man,
I know y'all
oh
straight.
Lord, here we go. The Packers fan,
I know y'all straight.
Oh,
Wait, the pick is in. The pick
Oh
is
my
in. The
god.
all right.
commission's coming.
So tell me what it is, because I'm just watching you
Oh,
guys.
you'll be able to hear it, good brother.
With the third pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Drake May,
Oh,
quarterback, North Carolina.
Man, I believe Mayo was pressured into that, man. Come on, bro.
but you, oh gosh, he having a nightmare again. My biggest thing about this pick is it makes no sense because I hate the way. I mean, I love the league, but I think they hype up a lot of college quarterbacks because they want to pump up the quarterback, and a lot
That's
of them
what
are
I
not
was
good.
saying, bro. We right on the same page. That's exactly
I
what I
was
was
like, a
saying.
lot of quarterbacks to me. And we even said this, like, even though you was mad about the Mac Jones pick the last time, I was like, in my post, in my thread, I said, yeah, Mac Jones really a second to third round pick, but we're being force fed by the media that these quarterbacks are good.
And that's exactly
And to
how I
me, I was
feel,
like, a
bro.
lot of these guys are not good. May should not play for at least a year.
The
He
first
better
year he
not
better
play.
not play.
He better not play.
May should not play for a year because
All
that's
right, so
how much
Ashley has
development
chimed
he
in and
got.
said he might be the next Brady. Lies you tell. Stick with the Los Angeles Rams. It's not
Right.
going to be a Tom Brady, sir.
I mean, if you
It's
want to
not.
compare him, maybe a Josh Allen,
Like,
maybe.
yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, a
Could.
Josh Allen, but to me, May with Dayball in the Giants situation would have been the best fit for him.
I agree. Giants, that would have been perfect for the
That'd have
Giants.
been
That would
But
have
perfect
been
for
there is
him.
perfect.
no
Him going
hope
to the
around him,
Patriots.
y'all. Where's his weapons?
Wait, who is the
That's
OC?
another thing.
Who is the OC right now for the Patriots?
Van Pelt from Cleveland.
From Cleveland.
So Van
Okay.
Pelt was quarterback at Pittsburgh back in the '90s, and he
Right.
did play in the league. So the development, he'll get a developmental OC, but still at the same point in time, I don't like the pick. Turn on the Virginia tape, turn on the NC State tape. There are so many holes in his game. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't see it. At the end of the day, I see a QB that you drafted. He had one weapon this past year, and that was DeMontez Walker, who he didn't have all his games. And then this is basically what you saw, what you're going to see this year. He has no weapons.
And I
So you're
and
just
I
putting
think
him out there.
and I think they're going off of them because at the end of the last season, Van Pelt revived Flacco, so he believes he's the now quarterback whisperer with his system or whatever. So I don't know if he feels like I don't know, man. Jacoby Brissett is under center right now for us.
I mean, Brissett should start.
he better.
Brissett should start this whole year. You are
he should.
sitting, May. We have some things we need to do. We need to sit. I mean, and you know me, for May, I was like, it's crazy because I know this guy can read the whole field, right? I know he can see everything. I've seen him do it. But sometimes he just goes away from it and he stares down the receiver. And I know he knows how to read. Like, it's almost like he falls in love with his favorite receiver and he just stares him down. Even though the right protocol is to read the whole field.
I see him.
And
He got
caught into that.
he got some Brett Favre in him. He gonna throw some interceptions. He's a firecracker.
Now, I will tell you one thing. His speed is he has speed and people don't pay attention to it.
his
Like,
arm strength too.
it is very like is very like disciple like what he does, right? Like people don't really know it until you see like, dang, he's fast. Like we're gonna need to catch him, and he's a big boy. He's the
I like
biggest
his arm
quarterback.
strength. He got some arm strength too.
To me, he has the best arm strength in the draft. That's why I want him to wait. I need him to sit. I need him to
I'm
wait
with
and
you.
like, hey, he's
I
real
wish
light
he
on his
was
feet.
wish he was sitting on somebody else's bench, but I take he could sit.
Look, slowly but
he-
surely, from his first reaction to now, Ham is being talked into it right now.
Right.
You can see it. Slowly
Same
but
thing y'all
surely.
did with Mac. The same thing y'all
like
did
we
with
did
Mac.
with Mac. No, I blame the Patriots organization for what happened to Mac Jones. They ruined that man.
Man.
Gave that man a DC as his OC. And y'all
And
expect
now,
him to succeed.
and now I gotta watch Marvin Harrison in another uniform.
Yep.
Oh well.
Get ready, because he looks
Maybe
like
we'll
he's
get
gonna be a Cardinal.
It's crazy how so far the draft has been staying pat. Like everybody's been staying with who they want.
Man.
Like based on draft boards, who people marked as their draft boards are the best players in the draft. Everybody's been taking them like
That's
that.
been getting them.
which
Yep.
is which is strange because sometimes when I see teams do that, it's like y'all didn't do y'all job, did you? Did you really
it
do your
looks
job?
like Harrison is going to be a Cardinal right now, which
Of course.
which would
Which
be the right
makes sense.
play for them.
So him and what's his name gonna be playing Call of Duty.
Take the fourth quarterback in this
All right,
draft. They didn't.
the pick is in.
Yep. Pick is in. Pick is in.
Fourth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
Another Buckeye.
You have
can't
your
be mad
Larry
at that.
Fitzgerald.
Top drafts so far.
You have your Larry Fitzgerald for the next 10 to 12
talent.
years.
Yes, man. Generational talent.
What, it's funny what they just said. They said so far the draft is going chalk. It's like
Right.
which never happens.
Right.
Like you
Yeah.
never see the draft go chalk like this. Like it's literally going chalk. Like all right, this is the best player available.
Now, to be honest,
Now,
this is
what
where
do
it's
the
going to be
Chargers
crazy.
do?
This is the pick. What do the Chargers do?
Go
Trade
neighbors.
down.
Go
It's
neighbors.
either I think they trade down or take neighbors.
Neighbors. I would go neighbors.
They need a
Well,
receiver.
Well, y'all got to think about this. Harbaugh is a old school coach.
Yeah.
He
might be
loves
O-lineman
offensive
then.
linemen.
It might be late.
There's Alt. There's Fuaga. I'm saying it'll be a reach for Fuaga, to be honest. There's Fashanu that's out there. You know, I could see a tackle being drafted here if they're not trading.
I can see Latham or all is either Latham or all or they trade down because there's so many receivers in the draft.
Yeah.
They can still get one trading down.
Yeah.
I believe the Chargers are in a soft rebuild, man. They should have looked at. They should
Right.
if he loved McCarthy so much, he should have got McCarthy through us Herbert. I would have took him for this year first round and maybe next year, and he would have been our future quarterback for the next 6 to 8 years, whatever. I would
Ham.
definitely.
Ham, just so you
Because he
know,
gonna run
you
the
are
ball.
now,
He gonna
but
run the
Ham,
ball. You know
you are
Herbert ain't
now
gonna have.
Christopher. You are now Christopher Williams. You're dreaming. Ain't happening, man.
Oh, no,
Ain't
of
happening.
course not. I know it ain't happening.
Listen, I mean, we look. Let's go back to starving Marvin Harrison real quick. So,
Yeah.
Maserati Mar.
Look.
Maserati Mar.
to me, his speed not there. He just
Right. I
he the
know.
slow he the
Not-
slowest of all the first round wide
He
receivers
is.
that can get picked.
He is. He's not the
He is.
quickest. He's not the
He is
speed.
not the quick. Like he is not a yak guy. He's a
not.
strict catch guy.
I'm worried about him in press coverage.
Me,
The,
that too.
the taller
Like, that's the
corners that can
biggest
get
thing.
with him and get into his body, I am concerned about that.
Yeah, like those guys gonna give him hell. But in the red zone, oh, he gonna be hard to stop
Oh, elite.
because he jumped like a basketball player. Like he's definitely a red zone target. He'll get a lot of red zone targets.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like getting down the field, at Ohio State, they threw him open.
Yes.
And that's their offense. They throw their receivers open. Like literally, they design the routes where he's just wide open. He's sitting, and the ball just comes to him. It wasn't him beating DBs. It was designed to get him open.
Now,
Yeah,
He
literally
wasn't
back.
outright. He wasn't outright beating DBs. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
well, let's go back. Sugar Bowl against Georgia. He was tearing them up. Let's just be honest. We
Yeah.
got to go back to that. He was tearing
Yeah,
them
and-
up.
no, and yeah, but like I say, in that game, they were throwing him open. Like they were literally throwing him open, and then they realized that it was like, all right, if they're gonna throw him open, we need to tattoo him every time.
Yeah.
We need to hit him every time, and they kept hitting him until he was no longer in the game
Yeah.
because they realized it's like the scheme that they're running, they're getting open and they're just finding him and getting him open because
Yeah.
he's ending up on the linebacker and he's getting thrown open. So what they did is the safeties and them start coming down. It's like, you know what? No, we're just gonna hit him every time. We're gonna make him submit. So I think that was the biggest thing they hit him enough where they hurt him. And it was like, all right, he's out. So in the NFL, it's no throwing nobody open. Like you gotta get open.
You got to get
Especially
open.
with everybody going to more dime package, more DBs on the field. You
And there's
gotta
more
be
zone.
open.
There's more
There's
zone
more
on the back
zone.
end.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to I think in the red zone, they're gonna go to him every time.
When
Especially this
Tennessee
one-on-one
pick?
coverage.
Jay, when Tennessee
We got
pick?
number 7. I'm going
Okay,
to
y'all
see.
gonna-
I got to see what's on
Y'all
the
draft a
board.
kicker? Y'all draft a kicker?
Here we go. The Patriot. You know, we ended Tom Brady's reign, so this is what the Patriot does.
You
He
ended
got
Tom
something to
Brady
say.
reign with a former Patriot. We just all around. I know that's what we do. We just
Here we
So,
go.
so what do you think the Giants do? Because I think the Giants
I was
thought
thinking about
May
that.
would drop, and he didn't.
they better not
The
go J.J.
Chargers are
McCarthy.
obviously on the phone.
Right, because they're taking a while to get it done.
They on the phone right now. They trying to get out of whatever it is, and if it's the Vikings, hey,
Ooh.
but I'm curious to see what this does. Now the
You know
Giants,
what?
to me, they need a
and
playmaker.
that's but what if the Vikings just wait and feel like, you know what? If Michael Penix drops to me, that's my guy.
I
Teddy
like
Bridgewater
Penix.
Jr.
Maybe that's been the guy on their board the whole time. They just been bluffing. They've been because teams do this. They bluff
Yeah,
about
they-
a player like, oh, I'm gonna trade up. I'm gonna do this, and then
But that's going to make the Broncos get desperate. If
Right.
if they stay in
But
pat, the
I don't
Broncos
think the
get
Broncos.
desperate.
I don't think the Broncos gonna draft a quarterback. I think they're just gonna wait it out. I think they know they're gonna be bad, and it's a rebuild project.
Teddy
All right,
Bridgewater
so
Jr.
so
man.
so
They
Zach
go Penix.
Wilson is their Zach Wilson is potentially their QB, and they use him as a reclamation project.
Yep.
Yep, I think so. That's Peyton. That's Peyton with that, man.
That's what Peyton does.
That's what Peyton
Yeah,
does.
yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Like I said, he's going back to familiarity. He's right next to Utah. It kind of gets him back to where he's going to be comfortable. So it's very possible that could happen. But right now, I know the Chargers are on the phone. They trying to make something happen.
Right.
Right.
They're waiting way too long in this
Yeah,
pick.
they're on the phone trying to get out of this pick.
Oh, so
Otherwise, it could shake
from
up the whole draft if they have to draft.
from Shefty, the Chargers are keeping the pick.
Oh, they going lineman. They going
They to me they got to protect Herbert.
Yeah,
I think you can
I
get
say
receivers
you go
later.
you go alt
They
or
gonna
Latham. To me, is the pick.
They going
You got to protect the QB in some way, shape, form, or how. And they need
Yeah.
and Harbaugh is going to run the football. They've already got Gus Edwards. That was your proof to know that they're going to run the football.
Oh yeah, they're
Yep.
running the
Getting rid
ball.
of
They running the ball hands down.
yes, yes, they're going to pound you. So
I
they
need
have the
look.
QB.
I need the NFL to make these drafts commercial free.
All right, Green thinks it's alt.
I think it's alt as well because you got to protect
I
Herbert.
believe it's all too. When you said that from Shefty, they said they keeping the pick. It's all.
Hit that light.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah,
see.
once Shefty said they keep him a pick, I was like, it's alt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
All right,
if they
fellas.
they could fool us.
I might chime back in. I gotta go do some work.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
Ham.
fellas.
All
We'll
right,
be
All
man.
right,
here.
brothers. All right, man.
All right. All right, Chargers. Let's see.
Our first trade of the night. Well, the fifth spot, be the spot. The Chargers are on the clock, and Adam Schefter has the latest. Shefty. A lot of people wondered if there'll be
They tried to trade this pick, no doubt. There's no way you take that long. They tried to make a deal.
on an offensive tackle, and that means the New York Giants at number 6 will have a choice about whether to take J.J. McCarthy or a highly rated wide receiver or offensive lineman. We also should point out that in recent weeks, both the Patriots and Vikings called the Chargers to see if they had any interest in trading Justin Herbert. The Chargers told them absolutely not. Now.
Wow.
Herbert not going anywhere. The selection not going anywhere. The Giants will have an interesting decision.
Wow.
In just a matter of moments. But
Somebody will be a dang fool to trade Justin Herbert. Come on.
offensive tackles they could be choosing between. Jim Harbaugh is the new coach. Here comes the 5th pick.
With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt. tackle.
We called
Protect
it.
your guy.
We called it.
Protect your guy.
We called that one. We called that one. That was easy peasy for us, and now that puts in 2 picks the Tennessee Titans in like a precarious situation. I can't wait to see what we're gonna do. But Joe Alt being that protector with Slater already there, they have 2 bookend tackles that they can throw out there. They're gonna run the football. They're gonna control the clock like he did when he was in San Francisco, when Harbaugh was there. They did the same thing in Michigan. They still had that kind of ground and pound. J.J. McCarthy didn't have to put the ball in the air quite a bit. So this is
To me, it's the right move. You need to protect your quarterback. Having your quarterback protected, you can get away with having receivers who are not that great.
yes.
It definitely bails you out. And I tell people all the time, so you can get bailed out when you don't have those, like when you have protection. Like you need protection, right? And Herbert needs protection. I think that was a lot of their problem last year is protection. So
The protection issues hurt them.
Yeah. I mean,
It did hurt them.
listen, he a great athlete, right? To be a tackle. I mean, he finishes on the run game. He has that Quentin Nelson to him where he'll finish you. Like he's not going to be one of these guys that's going to sit there and stand there and take punishment. No, he's a forceful guy. He's a thumper. He has like great awareness. He has good footwork. He can block like most pass pressing defenders, which he's going to run into a lot in the league.
The
And
only
that's where he
concern
fits.
is that people can get under him. It's the
Right.
shorter, smaller guy
His
that can
arm
get
length
under him.
his arm length is not long enough. Like
No.
for a tackle, you want your tackle arm length to be long, so those shorter guys are gonna be able to like get under him a little bit. And he overextends a lot, right? In some games, if you watched him, I believe what was the game who Notre Dame lost to? Who did they lose to?
Well,
undefeated.
you don't even have to look at the game they lost. Just turn on the Ohio State tape. Michael Hall was getting
That's
with
the game
him.
I was talking about, the Ohio State game.
The Ohio State game,
And-
Michael Hall was coming off the edge. He's more of a defensive tackle, but he was a shorter guy. Got under him, was able to push him back. So it's
Right.
those shorter pass rushers that'll be able to, or power pass rushers that can come off the edge and actually hurt him.
And especially during that game, like you saw it where sometimes he overextended a little bit, right? And you'll overextend as a tackle, you can get off balance easily. Get pushed off balance, moved off balance, and the Giants have already got their pick. So
yeah, this is going to be quick. They obviously like something.
They obviously have somebody they like, and they're like, we're going to attack it right now.
So the question is, do they get a new Odell, or do they go QB, or they get a tackle?
Or is it's a receiver of McCarthy? I don't like McCarthy that much. If the Giants do it,
I think it's a reach.
But I think it's a reach. Fan of McCarthy at all.
I think it's a reach if they go QB. I think they need to take one of the receivers.
To me, that's the best move. Take a receiver.
Yeah, take the receiver and run.
Take Neighbors, and because they turned around quick, so whoever they wanted is there.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if you see a Brock Bowers here.
To me,
it's the Darren Waller situation right now. What's in the news with him right now has me questioning some things. So don't be surprised. But
yeah, but
could be a QB.
Only thing about Brock Bowers, and whenever he gets picked, we'll get to it. I think his blocking is not good.
He's not a blocker. He's a move tight end. He's an H-back. That's what he is.
He's not a blocker, so I'm not a real big fan of that. So
let's see.
Especially with tight ends these days, you need to be able to block, baby, or we can't keep you on the field. You're just an extra wide receiver. And why not just draft a wide receiver? All right, the pick is in.
To answer your question, Granny, it's really simple. I'm taking Malik Neighbors. He's the most explosive player at the receiver position in the draft.
All right, Booger, we know that's you, guy.
Right, Booger.
With the sixth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors.
Great pick.
Wide receiver.
Outstanding pick.
My favorite receiver in the draft.
Yes, he's the perfect fit for them. They need a skilled player, and he can do it all.
Right. I was like, to me, that's my favorite receiver in the draft. He's explosive. He can go short. He can go long. He played at every level, right? Yes. He's one of those receivers that with every level, you can throw him the screen. You can throw him middle of the field. You can throw him out routes. You can throw him deep. He can beat you in so many ways because of his speed and his footwork. He has like some of the quickest footwork you can ever see. And he had defenders confused. Like you watched him. We ain't gonna lie. We watched
we're
a lot
LSU
of
fans.
So we watched him a lot. And he had defenders confused, like he had them out of their socks. Like it was like a different type of move every time Neighbors was going.
Yes.
In the slot, especially, you know they're gonna move him in the slot. You know they're gonna have him working in the slot, in and out, and you put him in that slot, he's gonna destroy a lot of teams because he's just a vertical threat. You put him in the slot and have him run out go routes the whole time. He's gonna be a threat every time. He's gonna change what defenses do to you, and it's gonna open up all the other receivers. So, biggest thing now for them is quarterback play. You say what?
I do like the pick, but you're gonna be able to move him around. He can be at the X, he can be at the Y, he can be at the Z. You can put him anywhere on the field. You can do sweeps with them. There's so many different things.
Right.
But
And his change of direction is like some of the best you ever see, especially when it
yes,
comes to players. Like his acceleration when it's going
hmm
up against DBs and getting that separation is elite. Now,
yes,
who's gonna throw the ball to him right now?
good question.
Because I like Daniel Jones to me is just a running quarterback, playing quarterback, whatever quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. And maybe the Giants is one of those teams as they see a quarterback later in the rounds, trade with one of these teams in the back end of the draft. It's like, oh, let me go grab this guy.
But what if it's not a quarterback? What if it's a Spencer Rattler? What if
And
it's
whenever we get to
that's what
Spencer
I'm
Rattler not
curious
gonna get
about.
drafted today, but to me that's my
Yes.
sleeper. Spencer Rattler is my sleeper of all
If
the
it's
picks.
Spencer Rattler, I'm happy with that,
Because
because I can get him later in the draft.
you can get him later in the draft, and Spencer Rattler don't have to play. And I tell people, I was like, Spencer Rattler is my that's my dark horse.
Yes.
So I like this neighbor's pick. This is a good pick for them.
Now my team, the Tennessee Titans, are on the clock. I am not against seeing Fashanu, but
I think you're gonna
Roma
like.
Dunze is sitting on the board, and
I
I
think
see
you.
the next. I know they're saying that they see the next choice, but I remember sending a text message to y'all while I was watching the semifinal game, and I swear to you, I thought Roma Dunze was Jamar Chase. I
To me, he
swear
reminds
it was.
to me he reminds me of Tay Adams the most.
Yeah,
That's my
go
comparison for
with
him.
that.
He reminds me of Tay Adams. And what's crazy about it, even going back to Malik Neighbors right now, to me Malik Neighbors reminds me of Antonio Brown.
Ooh, I just
And
hope he don't crash like
no,
Antonio
I don't think
Brown in
he's
his
gonna
career.
crash like Antonio, but on the field he reminds me of Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I can see that.
It,
I can
because
see
of his
that.
footwork, his footwork and how he know how to manipulate routes and can do more than anybody else.
hmm
Now, him having a bad quarterback can be could be a bad thing because you got
But
this guy who can manipulate routes, and if your quarterback don't understand and know how to get him the ball, it's gonna cause issues. So
yes,
they definitely gonna have to get the quarterback. Like they're gonna have to pick up a quarterback later. Listen, having Spencer Rattler letting Daniel Jones play out his contract and just benching him, I think is smart.
yeah,
Like whole
it's.
back pocket, but I like the neighbors pick. To me,
But
that's my
we have
number
not
one
seen
sleeper,
a trade, and Tennessee is
which is strange.
still on the clock. So,
Which is a
all
strange
right,
look.
all right. So we got the pick is in.
What you think
Is
before
it
they
a
draft?
tackle?
You think Latham?
It could be Latham to protect the right side, because I don't think they go for Shanu. I think it's either that or it could be Brock Bowers. Tight end is kind of like that bridge situation. I know they like what we have in Chig, but we'll see. But also, it could be a Dunze. Just thinking that they don't believe in Burks, so they could just say, "Hey, it's time to get rid of Burks and trade him in this draft, maybe for a
Yeah,
fifth or sixth round pick." So we'll see.
but I mean, my thing is if I'm where you guys are, I'm protecting my quarterback first because the draft is so deep with receivers. Like you can get a second rounder that could be a star.
There's some fourth round receivers that you can get.
That could be a star, right? So
Like,
if you're confident, you know what, I think we need this tackle because there's not a lot of tackles in this draft.
well, I disagree. I think this draft
It's some in the
is
later
three
rounds.
round deep.
Yeah,
And Javon Foster from Missouri, whoever gets him,
I gonna be a steal. I am with you.
calling it now.
Right.
He's supposed to be fifth round pick. They're saying if you can get him in the fourth round, you have a bookend tackle for the next 8 to 10 years. Bookend.
I look sold. I am with you on it.
Bookend. That's my sleeper at tackle. Whoever gets him, thank God just for getting him. But there's just so many different ways that they can go, and I know there's still blue chip prospects, and your blue chips are probably Neighbors. Your blue chips are probably Bowers.
Yeah.
Latham. One concern I had: the bull rushes. The Michigan game, there was a couple times I'm like, he got blew up.
Their whole
So
line got blew up in that game.
yeah,
Michigan, but I was like, Michigan had an elite. To me, Michigan had an elite O line, right? I
yes.
mean, Michigan had an elite D
Defensive
line.
line. Their defensive line
That
was
defensive line
elite.
was. I talked about it. It's like one of the best defensive lines as a whole I've seen in a while because they were pushing everybody back. You think about
Yes.
Washington O line, who had all the stars on there, all the award winners was on Washington's
And they
O-line.
couldn't do nothing with
And they
Michigan's
couldn't
D
do
line.
nothing with them. Michigan D line was tearing them up. And then they were deep, so they were rotating players in and out
Yeah,
and bringing more.
yeah.
So
This is going to be interesting. This is an interesting pick right here. I think this is where the draft changes
right,
and shifts. I just don't think it's Fashanu. I think they will have to go Latham to protect the right side. They can go back and get a left tackle. I think Andrus Peat is probably going to be their situational left tackle until they figure the situation out. And if they get Javon Foster late in the draft, that's basically, to me, the steal of the draft at tackle. But
right. And like you say, going back to this, like the shocking figure that it hasn't been any trades is crazy. All right,
I think people are asking for too much.
Yeah, especially after what happened with the Panthers.
Whew, robbery.
A robbery was had.
Armed robbery is what happened in that. The Bears came out on top there, clearly.
Yeah.
Pick in the draft, the Tennessee Titans.
Here we go.
All right.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham, tackle.
There it is. Here's your tackle. Right tackle.
Now look, I think we're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty good at this of like knowing where people are gonna go.
Now you have your right side protected.
Right.
And that's why I said I think Andrus Peat, they brought him in, and I was like, all right, I think how this draft goes, they don't have a choice. They got to go offensive line no matter what.
Right.
So you pass on the receiver, and you say, all right, this is what we're going to work with. So you still have Hopkins, you still have Ridley, and you're going to work with Burks out of the slot.
Yeah,
There it
I was
is.
like, and look, and we saw Latham. Like to me, his worst tape was that Michigan game.
That Michigan game.
That Michigan game was his worst tape. And like, I don't know if he was going into it or if they were just, as a team, they were getting their butt beat so bad that none of them went into it. Right?
Yeah.
And I can see that might be an issue as well. I mean, like, listen, his footwork, easy balance, coordinated, arm length. One thing that was missing, Latham has it.
He is
arm length in the league.
athletic. He is an athletic right tackle.
And he's powerful. He can move people.
Yes.
Like if you watched him or you watched Alabama play, he was moving people. And not too many, you can't get too
putting
many.
them in the dirt.
Like
he was putting them in the dirt.
in the dirt. Like picking them up, putting them in the dirt. Like great hands, active hands. So good.
That's an elite right tackle. Something that they needed. Now I'm thinking about the roster and how it's constructed. Right now, there's a tackles that they had that they can move the guard. I'm still worried about left tackle, no doubt.
The Falcons wasted no time. So
could it be a defensive end? Could it be Dallas Turner?
I think it's the kid out of what's it, Latu?
Yeah, but all right. So who do you have better? But Dallas Turner is also what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dallas Turner too.
They need pass rushers. They got the receivers.
You know my rule. If you have to question it, always lean on the Alabama player or the SEC player. If you're flipping a coin, who played in the SEC? All right, that's the person.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ash. But Ash, I as much credit as I've given you for renaming the Rams, sir, we're a problem this year. You know. I just want to let you know that, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I was like, especially with Latham, like just to go back to him, the bull rushes scare me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he got bull rushed in some games. It's like, oh, he can get bull rushed. That's not a good sign. Like
Mm-hmm.
in the league, you're gonna have a lot of
A
guys that's
lot
gonna
of
try
his
to bull
hand
rush.
placement. And
Right.
we have Callahan, who is the greatest offensive line coach probably out there. I think technique is not going to be an issue. They're going to work with him. They're going to get him right.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah,
But
he
that's
got
a that's an 8 to 10
he
year
has to
guy
stop
right
letting
there.
people get to the inside of him and punch him in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. Changes that, no issues.
Yeah.
He's got everything else. Everything else. There's nothing missing. So that's a great pick to go with this
Wait,
this
who the
new
Falcons'
offense.
current quarterback?
Kirk Cousins is their
Oh, yeah.
quarterback.
Okay. I was say they better not be drafting no JJ McCarthy.
No, but this is like what's happening right now is that it's kind of chalk right now.
It is going chalk, which is crazy. It never happens like this.
Yeah,
Somebody's making a lot of money if they bet the first like at least 5 picks.
Oh yeah. That was chalk. And no one's traded up for a QB. Nobody's moved or anything. So that lets me know that the quarterbacks they're not as high on these quarterbacks as everybody thought. So
Will it be the Bears? Man, if the Bears can mess around and get Caleb Williams, Adunze, packed up with Keenan Allen and more, oh, that's going to be elite.
well, they might want his high school. Remember, he may want his high school teammate in Fashanu to protect him on the offensive line.
True.
So that's something else to think about.
That's true. All right, let's see what the pick is. Here we go.
Quarterback here, especially with the help that they need on defense. I can't reiterate that enough. They have to get to the quarterback, and right now they just can't do it.
I can illustrate it for you. Their defense has only 81 sacks in the last 3 years. That is the fewest in the NFL.
I don't like a draft with no trades. It feels weird.
Yes, very weird.
16. So the defense is where they desperately need the help. Again, Adam Schefter telling us to expect a quarterback to go here. J.J. McCarthy is on the board. Michael Penix Jr. is on the board. Bo Nix is on the board.
Especially going quarterback, Greeny, after you pay Kirk Cousins $2 million guaranteed.
Well, let's see if the stunner is about to take place. Here comes Roger Goodell to announce the pick.
With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Ooh. Wait, they got to have a trade in order.
And so the first stunner.
I love it.
Wow.
Stunner is right. I'm just
I don't
What
get
am I
it.
missing?
I love it. Look,
Am I missing something?
we love
You just spent
just
all this
paid-
money on Cousins.
Kirk Cousins a fortune
just go chalk, as we were saying, one after another.
to get a.
Do I agree that this is the best use of their
Well, we did say that Penix was better, but we did not expect him to go here.
No, not to Atlanta, who just paid Cousins all their money. And we said it was like, to me, Michael Penix is like one of the better quarterbacks in the draft. But the fact that he went so early, like that he went to Atlanta, who has a quarterback, like what are y'all doing?
Well, okay. I guess this is the way that I'll look at this. Are you gonna look at Cousins as maybe like a 1 to 2 year rental, and then have Penix?
But his contract not
His
built like
contract is not saying that. Look up his contract just to be sure that we're not losing our minds here.
that. Are they trading him? Like something got to be up. We've always been going chalk. Then what are you doing? Like you spent so much money on Cousins, and to go get Penix, I don't know. And that's one of my like again, we said this. One of my favorite quarterbacks. Love him to death. But if you already have a quarterback in play that you paid all that money to, unless they're gonna do what we say, sit him. They feel so confident in his ability. You know what? We're gonna sit you for 2 years, and then when you're ready, We're gonna move on from Cousins.
Okay, looking at their offense, they got Bijan, they got receivers, they got a tight end that they don't know how to use.
Yeah.
You need defense. Your
Right.
defense stinks, and you pick a quarterback. This is probably I no disrespect to Penix, but I'm talking about need. This is probably the worst pick of the 8 that we've had so far.
Right. And
Like
it's crazy. He has a gun on him. Like he can fling it.
he can fling it.
But I'm starting to think is one of those situations where they're drafting him just to hold on to him. For the future.
Is he trade bait in the future? Could be.
Is he? Hey, look, is he trade bait tonight?
Yeah. Could be. But this doesn't make any sense to me for the Falcons. If I'm doing anything, I could still trade back and get Michael Penix if I wanted to for a team that is looking for something. But I'm scratching. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher, and it's the first oh crap moment. Like oh crap, like what's going on here? It's weird.
Wow.
It's like I don't know. Hopefully at the end of the night we have a clearer picture of the reason they did it, why they did it. But yeah,
Let's see if we can find Kirk Cousins' contract and break it down. I don't understand this move.
So, based on what I heard, I was told they said Arthur Blank wanted to draft a succession plan and quarterback for Cousins in this draft.
You could have got Shador next year.
Well, I don't think they're gonna be. I think they'll be. I don't think the. I don't.
They're not going to be worse.
Atlanta not gonna be that bad to. Atlanta won't be that bad to get Shador.
So they didn't want to trade capital to get Shador. So that's what you're telling me. But
Right.
I'm worried. Like, all right.
All right,
So
hold on.
here's
The pick is in for the Bears.
24 NFL
all
draft.
right.
The Chicago Bears select Rome Odunze.
Ooh,
Chalk.
man, they are. Ooh, Allen Moore, and now Odunze. Oh, ooh, okay. He has weapons.
We have our answer. Consensus.
He has weapons.
The best. He's gonna be in the best situation of any first year quarterback in the history of football.
Wow. He's got 3 studs. He's got Komet as his tight end.
Right. It's gonna be hard to fail. Trade alert. The Jets trade their pick. I don't know who they traded it to yet.
Find out.
New York trades to the Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy.
Gotta be.
Yeah. That is crazy. I was not. Atlanta messed up the whole draft.
They literally did.
But look, also, this is why you don't listen to your owner. Your owner gotta let you make the decisions, man. Your owner gotta let you
here's
pick
my
because this
question
can
for
all
Minnesota.
backfire.
Why are you moving up?
Because they don't think JJ somebody would have got the Broncos. Well, no. They were scared of the Broncos or the Raiders because the Raiders was looking for a quarterback. The Raiders thought
Okay.
Penix was going to drop.
Denver doesn't have. All right, so here's the first problem. Denver doesn't have the trade capital. They don't have it to really move up. So I'm not worried about them. If you're worried about the Raiders, I think you're reaching a little bit with them too, because they would have to unleash quite a bit in order to move up. If I'm Minnesota, I'm going to weaken them a little bit, and I think Minnesota really wanted Penix. That's basically what this is telling me, and Atlanta just blew up their idea.
Right.
So
I think that's what happened.
Quintessentially, what Atlanta did was they said, okay, we want your quarterback. So we took your quarterback from you in Minnesota, and
because
then we took away your pick.
Because if everything would have stayed pat, Atlanta would have went defense, Bears would have went Dunze, Jets was going lineman, right? Off top, we know the Jets are going lineman. Minnesota would have had their pick of quarterback. Denver would have had their pick. Raiders would have had their pick a quarterback. So
This is
yeah,
interesting. This is very interesting.
very very interesting. And the Vikings, I think we know who their picker is going to be.
Yeah, this is pretty chalk. Should be.
It's chalk. And
But now that the Denver Broncos now they could pretty much go anywhere with their pick.
they could just take the best defensive player off the board.
Yep, they could.
You can go Dallas Turner. You can go.
All right, Ham is.
And you know,
back.
I like Adunze. Adunze is my guy, dog. I think he remind me of Tay Adams so much.
Yeah,
He back.
he is back.
Bro. The Bears have loaded up. Bro, Keenan, DJ Moore, and now a doozy.
With Komet.
With Clement at tight end.
With Clement. Lord. The NFC North, man.
The North.
Good luck, Gene.
The North is how Boomer used to say it. The North Division.
Yeah, all I can
Hey,
say is good luck, Gene.
Oh yeah, it got hard, bro. It got hard. Hey, look,
It's hard out here for him.
the Packers are definitely going DB first pick.
Who y'all
They
think
better.
the Vikings gonna get? JJ or both?
I think it's JJ.
It's got to be JJ.
I
I think arm strength and ability is JJ over.
Over both.
Yep, JJ over Bo easily.
I think Bo gonna be a Raider or a Bronco.
Yeah.
Bo's gonna be a Raider or Bronco.
To me, I was like, this would you? If I was the Raiders, I'd draft defense and just try to get Spencer Rattler later on.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rattler.
Yep.
Dang, bro. I hate to see these other teams winning.
And y'all got Drake May, who got to develop.
I'm not used to being on this, man. These last few years been rough. Jeez.
What's so funny about it, he say, I just want anybody but Drake May. He got Drake May.
This is so. I mean, Kirk Cousins' contract is 4 years, 180. I'm trying to understand.
That's Raheem Morris trying to do it for the ATL culture. That's what that is.
And it's not like they can quickly get out of this contract. There's not a loophole here. But going to the Bears, let me go to the Bears real quick. If I'm Justin Fields, I am pissed off.
I just text my boy that. He over there looking like, where was this when I was there?
Y'all ain't give me nothing. You just gave me DJ. I had commit. I had to run for my life. And now here it is. You giving Caleb Williams all the toys in the world
To be fair, though,
successful.
it's a new coach. It's a new regime. So to be fair, though. Oh, no, I'm thinking Atlanta. My fault. I'm thinking of Raheem in Atlanta. But
Yes,
But
if I'm Justin
only thing
Fields,
about only thing about these Bears moves, them contracts gonna come fast.
Oh yeah.
Defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to
Them
pay all
contracts
them
about to come fast, man.
folks. They ain't gonna be able to pay all them folks.
DJ Moore should be asking for more money right now.
And I think that was
It's
Keenan Allen's
100.
problem. They wanted
So
him
the
to take
question-
a pay cut. He didn't want to.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they did want to
Roderick,
make a pay
so Roderick has a question: how much was guaranteed? 100 million of that 180 is guaranteed. 2024 and 2025 are fully guaranteed. So that means Penix sits for 2 years if they don't trade him. But then the dead cap hit is going to hurt him if they trade him. So it's literally 2 years. And also, we got to think about this. Penix is not a spring chicken. He's an
he's the
older
oldest.
quarterback.
He the oldest
So-
quarterback.
Furthermore, this is not making sense to me as far as what the Falcons did.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
I don't understand it. Penix is a 24-year-old quarterback. You're gonna
Right.
have him sit for 2 years behind Kirk Cousins. It don't make sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all.
None.
I mean, you got DJ Moore 3 years left on this deal. How much Keenan got left on this deal? Like one or
I think
two?
one or two.
One. Well, I
One.
think it's
One.
one.
It's
Right now.
one.
Uh, I don't
I
know.
mean,
Let's see what
so
the Vikings are gonna do.
look. So you keep DJ Moore. Keenan's gone. Keenan's older. Odunze takes
Uh-huh.
his spot.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be JJ throwing to JJ?
JJ to JJ. Oh, that's a marketing dream. I can market that.
Yeah,
Oh
All
I
right,
man.
let's
could
see
as
what the
well.
pick is.
Best situation for any of these young quarterbacks. And Chicago, Reinhold has done fantastic work setting the tone
Wow.
for Caleb. I think this is the
I'm
best
still not.
head coach
Yeah, this
ready to
Falcons
go.
pick is gonna be in my head for a minute.
I think it's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
think that was definitely
Getting ready to
a
announce that
shocker
pick.
for
Here are the
sure.
Vikings coming up to number 10, and here's the pick.
To help make the Minnesota Vikings selection, we are honored to have with us the surviving mother, brothers, and nephew of fallen hero.
So that you know, Rand Carthon just said that J.C. Latham will be a left tackle.
Ah.
They will start him at
Y'all.
left tackle.
Okay.
Zachary died after a battle with cancer, a cancer that was discovered after he was injured during his second
What's that
deployment to Iraq.
that chime? I mean the pick is
We
in?
salute him and thank his
Yes,
family
pick is
Oh,
and
in.
okay.
friends.
I thought it was a
Tragedy
trade
remains
chime. I was about
stirring
to say,
all
oh,
survivors, which offers care to those grieving the loss of a military loved one. I'm now going to turn this over to Sergeant Ewing's nephew, Asher, who will announce the pick in honor of his uncle.
With the 10th
Vikings about to
pick
get
in
Baker
the
Mayfield.
2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select J.J. McCarthy, quarterback.
Knew
Baker
it.
Mayfield.
This one is I don't. This is a tough one.
Formation, there have
I
been
know, but they
some
needed a quarterback
mixed
though.
emotions in this
Yeah,
room.
they did. They had the
As
draft
Hey,
need.
Baker
They
look.
need
Mayfield
one. They
announces
need
the
one.
He not starting right away. I would say
No,
that.
no
You
way.
wait as long.
Sam
Hey, look.
Darnold
You.
is
Hey,
there?
look. This has been a good reason to extend Cousins and then draft JJ. Look, this the team that should be holding the quarterback and waiting. To me, JJ, you got
Should.
to.
So how's Jefferson feeling now? Like, really, Sam Darnold gonna be throwing me the ball?
Yeah,
Dude,
Sam Darnold's
I
gonna
would
throw me
say
the
Sam
football.
Darnold. Sam Darnold has rebuilt himself
He
to be
has.
to
I
be
can say that.
serviceable.
Who he
He
was
is
with
Like
last
serviceable.
year?
all you need him to
San
be is
Francisco
serviceable. You need him to play
as
long
a
as you
backup.
can to keep McCarthy at bay. Like you need him to be good enough to keep McCarthy at bay. But the issue is they're gonna be in the NFC North, and NFC North loaded.
And JJ numbers is about to drop, man.
Shoo, they a problem. They are a problem. So
And I
what
think the
happens with
Jet. I
the?
think the Jets go lineman right here,
Oh yeah, they need to protect old man
They
Rodgers.
yeah, they got to protect Rogers. For
or
Lewis
they
is
can go.
good for.
They can go Bowers.
Oh Bowers, they need they
If
tight
They can
end.
get. They can get. They can get
Or
wild with it.
Bowers is the pick. Yeah, either
I
one.
can I can see that because Rodgers definitely loves tight ends too.
Oh, Rogers is probably still on the phone trying to get Adams out of Las Vegas. So
Right. He already.
he doing whatever he can to get his boy.
Sheesh, man.
Tay already said I'm a Raider, man.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going anywhere. I look, the coaching changed everything for them.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
did.
you bring
It
in
did.
you having Pierce there, that changes everything.
I was surprised they let Jacobs go because I thought Jacobs was a Pierce guy.
Right.
You know, both and vice versa. I was surprised when they sent Jacobs.
Look at last year, could blame the offensive line, and then you look at the year before in which he ran over everybody. Um, I ain't surprised. I'm still just shocked that the Packers let go Jones, and now he's going to be the focal point of that offense in Minnesota. I hope everybody's watching. That's what's
Yeah,
going to happen. They're going to run the
you know
football.
me, I hated that move, but I blame his agent. His agent played the wrong game, and he would have had more money if he would have stayed in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he'd got more if he'd have been on the open market, and he didn't get more. Even on the pay cut that the Packers was making, he was still going to make more than he got from the Vikings. So to me, that was your agent playing chicken, and y'all lost. So even though I love Jones, like you know me, I was hurt when I saw that. I was like, no. I was like, I wanted Jones and Jacobs. We have to run over everybody.
Yeah, you were terribly hurt by that.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit about to
Terrible.
eat in Minnesota. Hawkinson and Addison. They about to eat.
Right. That's why I say
Can
it's a
Can
good
McCarthy
thing
get them
having.
the ball though when that time comes? They have a decent core as far as that, but can he get them the ball? That's the
That's the
question. Is
question
he
mark. That's been
Right.
the
accurate
question mark
enough?
on him.
Does
Yes.
he have the deep ball to get it there? I'm
Nah, I don't think so.
curious.
I don't think so.
I
That's
would
why I
say
said
I
JJ
would
numbers
say
gonna take a hit.
even in this draft, it's not a lot of shockers right now, except for what Atlanta did.
But
Atlanta
Atlanta,
did.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
To me, I didn't like that move by Atlanta. I thought it was stupid. Defense, you need defense.
That was all
People
Raheem, bro. Raheem
people
probably
card you
rah
up.
rah rah. Culture, culture. Let's get the black kid. I like
Right.
him. Hey,
But
ATL stand up. That was all Raheem.
but what you're telling me is that by the time Penix is, I guess, ready, he's going to be 26. That's my concern here. He's going to be 24 in the NFL season.
Right.
Right.
Oh wait. Let's see. Oh, they went O lineman. Sorry guys, I missed the pick.
Oshanu,
they went with your boy from Penn State, the tackle.
Oshanu,
All-American in the Big Ten's offense.
good
Wait,
pick,
who was
good pick for
picking?
them. That was the Jets.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay,
Fashanu.
okay.
So that's they needed to replace the bust that Becton was because he was a bust. We all know it. Um, my only concern with Fashanu, go turn on Ohio State the last 2 years, he got spanked quite a bit in the
He did.
trenches. And we will see if they can turn him around and get everything out of him. He's good, but they need work. They got to work on him.
Yeah, he definitely got beat up against Michigan.
Michigan, he got
Michigan beat him up.
He got
Ohio State beat him
embarrassed
up.
in Michigan. But you
Yes,
know what I would say? Michigan embarrassed a lot of people.
they did.
They
well, he got
basically
waxed
embarrassed.
against us too. Ohio State beat him too.
Yeah, Ohio State beat him up 2 years running. So we'll see if he can protect A Rod. I think the Jets could have went another way with this, but at the end of the day, they need to protect A Rod at all costs.
And
Yeah.
it's not gonna look as bad because the Jets. I mean, our division, we the only team that really got a strong front with Judon and Uche and all of them. And
Right. And my biggest thing, I thought the tackle from Washington was better.
You know what was crazy as you saying that? He
yeah,
was
that's right.
flexible. He could play left tackle, he could play right tackle.
Right.
With the kind of offense that the Jets are going to run, that would be the tackle that you would want. Penn State didn't have like just a outstanding passing game. They were
Nope.
more of a running team.
Yeah, the smash football team.
So
You're right.
I'm gonna find out, but I'm gonna say again, the Ohio State tape 2 years running, the Michigan tape last. He was put on his behind quite a bit. Now he does have a lot of upside because he's athletic, but we're gonna see if he's that dude.
No,
We're
I'm
gonna
with you
see.
on that.
Wow. I'm just not settled on Atlanta right now. I think we're gonna be
So
talking about that
you
for a
think
minute.
you think the Broncos go Bo Nix here?
Uh,
I don't know, because like I said,
Either them or the
I like
Raiders. It might be the Raiders.
how we talked about Spencer Rattler, but Denver doesn't have a lot of draft capital, so they might have to make a decision. But Tulane, That's like a good reclamation project for Sean Payton to kind of work on. If
Yeah.
y'all turn on and look at Michael Pratt, I see a lot of good stuff. There's some
His
things he got to work on, but I'm just saying.
his name kept coming up, and a lot of
Right.
things. His name kept coming up. So I don't know much about him, but obviously,
Turn on the USC tape. There's not a lot to, but go back to his sophomore year. They played Oklahoma at Oklahoma.
Hey,
That's the
and you
game
know,
that you need to look at.
but Jeremy, but you know how I feel. I feel like it might be like two good quarterbacks in this draft. All of the rest of them gonna be busts. They do this every year.
They do.
Every year they hype up these quarterbacks, and
They do.
one because they rush them out there.
Yeah.
They rush them out
Yeah.
there. Stop
Yep.
rushing these quarterbacks.
yeah. All of them not ready to play, man. Never not play ready, man. I don't know why.
Oh, that's
Drake me.
I look. I like this better than I like doing this with y'all better than watching the Astros play these days.
Oh yeah,
Oh
they in
man,
the
well,
front.
how you like that room? I'm still sweeping right now.
Hey, we have
My
issues.
Braves
Right now.
showed this. My Braves showed this. Sweep them on up out of here.
Look, I got a call the other week talking about Gene, can you pitch? They in bad shape.
They need all the pitching that they can get, man. They really do. But yeah, wow.
Think about how the Raiders are feeling right now, though, because the Raiders like, oh, we gonna get one of these quarterbacks. All of them gone.
It ain't happening now.
You focus on defense, and then you get Spencer Rattler later on.
I think that could play.
I like that. That has to be your play. Like that got to be your play right now. You go defense, see if you can get Spencer Rattler later on.
Yeah. I would like that pick, but Broncos are about to.
You think they're gonna go Bo Nix? To me, Dallas Turner, I would draft Dallas Turner over both, like trying to reach.
I'm not
Bo
taking
Nix.
a quarterback here. If you have Zach Wilson,
I was like, once you start picking straws, Bo Nix is not a first round quarterback.
no.
JJ McCarthy is not a first round quarterback. These guys are not first round quarterbacks. These guys are Russell Wilson fourth rounders, and you pray you develop them and hope they do good.
Yep.
You don't go waste a first round pick when it's probably an all pro Hall of Famer that you're gonna pass up on because you drafted a quarterback that's a bust in 2 years.
The Broncos have multiple ways that they could go. If I wish they would have traded back to kind of get some more draft capital, but their cap situation sucks.
Right, they got too much dead money.
They got too much dead money, so they got to make a pick no matter what.
All right, the pick is in. Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking. I think the
Let's
Raiders
see.
got to be sitting there shocked. At pick number 13, all the quarterbacks could be off the board. And they're in a division with Mahomes and Herbert. And now you're talking about Denver having an opportunity. I said back when I did those mock 3.0 that this
Look,
kid
if I was the Raiders, I'll wait till next year and get Shador.
Of Drew Brees. I compared everything. Hand
Yeah.
size, both have big hands. Bo Nix 6'2", Drew Brees 6'1.5". 20 rushing touchdowns. Drew Brees had 600 rushing yards that final year. 61 starts. Sean Payton, Bill Parcells, like experience. So we'll see what happens. Here comes the commissioner with the selection.
With the 12th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix,
Wow.
quarterback,
Wow.
Oregon.
Bo Nix is not a first round pick, man.
He's not a first round pick. Turn on the Auburn tape. A lot of his throws are short throws. He doesn't have arm strength to get it to where it needs to go. He's going to Denver. He's going to have to play in a division with Patrick Mahomes. I'm concerned about that. But Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer, and he didn't have a strong arm in Drew Brees. I know that they're making that comparison, but 12th pick for Bo Nix? Nah.
I don't know about that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that at all. To me, they're reaching on these quarterbacks. And they do this every year. I don't know what it is. It's a hype machine that goes on. I don't know if the NFL does it on purpose, but they have a lot of quarterbacks that are not good. And we said this time and time again. Like, we said it was only one good quarterback in that 2021 draft. There was only one. We knew that. I was like, none of these guys, I was like, all these other guys y'all hyping up are not good. Like, stop doing that. And it's to get fans to buy. I was like, is it to get fans to buy jerseys? What is it? I don't know what it is, but stop hyping up bad quarterbacks.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to just roll with it. They didn't pick the guy, so let's just see.
Right. So if we want to just really break it down with him, I'm like, to me, he's like his feet are not good. Like, he's not great with his feet.
He's a one-read quarterback.
He's a one-read quarterback.
System, one read. That's
one read in the system, and he doesn't climb the pocket. He's not good at that. Like, he's always been a one-read quarterback, and that's what got Oregon in trouble in bigger games, especially in Washington. Yep. One read. That's all it was. It was quick, fast offense, real quick. It was designed. He wasn't the reason it was good.
Yeah. LA1 said the media push. Yeah, we totally agree.
The media push is the reason all these quarterbacks get drafted, and only two gonna be good out of this whole bunch. 2 to 3 are gonna be good at this whole bunch.
I don't like the pick, but I have to live with it.
I mean, a lot of these, and I would say this draft class, all these quarterbacks got great legs. Right? They all got great legs. They can run. They all are running quarterbacks.
That's the day and age that we're living in. If you don't have legs and you just
don't have legs, you're not gonna make it in this league.
You're not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it in this league.
No.
I mean, they have 6 quarterbacks taken. That's crazy. I was like, I only see 2 to 3 of them gonna be good, and it depends on how they're coached. So
Agreed.
For me, you know me. I'm a guy that's like, we gonna build inside out.
And that's what you have to do in this. That's what you have to do. You can get skill position anytime.
Unless that quarterback is Peyton Manning, if the rest of my team is crap, we got to build it inside out.
We got to build it inside out.
I'm doing what the Bears did last time. You know what? I'm not sold on the quarterbacks. I'm gonna trade out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the Raiders are doing here.
See what the Raiders do. This is crazy.
Raiders select Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
What a career for this young man is from Napa Valley. 3-time All-American.
That's not
all
a bad
right, so
pick.
think about the weapons. They have Adams. They now have Bowers.
Yeah. I like that move. I really like that move.
That's a solid pick. They can move him around, and he is nasty enough to be a Raider.
Right, he fits the Raider. And to me, I would say this. I don't like his blocking, but I think he's the most pro-ready player.
He is nasty enough to be a Raider, so that is a solid pick for them. Yeah, I'm curious to see how what their offense is going to look like. Curious to see. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, to the Bowers has. I think that's now that I think about it, I think that is a scheme fit.
Right. He's definitely a scheme
fit. And you're basically telling Kansas City, look here, now we have our own Travis Kelce. What you gonna do?
Right. We got somebody that's gonna come at you too.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, like with Bowers, I think he pro ready. He's definitely can block in space. Him down on the line, I don't like too much, but he definitely can block in space. His route tree, I mean, it may be in the Georgia thing. I didn't like his route tree as much because he didn't really use it as well.
Well, they had him in multiple places. So they had him coming off the line. They had him in the slot, which they did put him outside. So there was opportunity there. And guess who we
Emmett, he's here.
It is.
Emmett,
Is
did you
it
cut your hair?
me?
What's up,
Emmett,
y'all? Can you hear
did you
me?
cut your hair?
We really have Emmett Ferris here today.
Right.
You know, I had to make an appearance.
Look, Gene. Forget what the Falcons did. This is the shocker of the draft right here. This is a shocker. You know what the Falcons did. This is a shocker.
we got E. Ferris in the house.
That's right. More interesting than Michael Penix to the Falcons.
Yeah,
Why is there an echo?
we're still not over that one yet.
Because we have like the draft going on in the background, so and we're
Is it
cutting
me?
in and out.
Should I switch to a
No.
computer instead of my phone?
No, you're
It's
fine.
not you. Gene has the echo, but I've just been working through it.
Gotcha. Because I keep hearing my voice and I hate the sound of it.
Well, man, what you think about the draft so far?
I mean, again, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of like takes. I've been listening to y'all and watching from a distance while my parents were here hanging out. Obviously, I went for my Jags to pick, but seems to have been, for the most part, pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of surprises. So, oh, shit.
I think that there's a lot I don't like about this.
No,
Right.
I think we've all kind of been, talking about it and breaking it down, but I don't like. Where do I start? No, Atlanta. Don't like that pick. Hate it. Like seriously, dislike it.
They needed so much on defense. I don't like that pick.
yeah,
It's not the player. It's just where you pick this player. That's a D plus move. Like you got a quarterback that's going to be set for the next 2 years. What are you doing?
Right.
yeah. I
To
mean,
me-
I was listening to y'all kind of talk through the contracts and things like that, and it makes sense because you've got the money in Kirk Cousins, and if there was an out, like if you said, okay, after 2 years, like we're done, that's fine. Unless they're going to treat him like, hoping he's going to be the next, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre to
I was like, and you can't really sit.
I don't
you
know.
can't sit.
seems
You can't sit Phoenix for 4
a
years.
little
So you'd be 28.
short-sighted. Or maybe it's a trade like y'all said earlier. Maybe it's they're playing chess, not checkers. We just aren't seeing it. Playing 4D chess.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's like you draft defense and call
Am I
it.
coming through or no?
No, we hear you.
We hear you just fine, bro.
Like, think about this. Jordan Love been in the league for a while, and he's only 1 year older than Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
1
Let
year
me join
older.
on. I'm gonna join via laptop.
Alrighty.
All right, sounds good.
So, what do you think the Saints do here?
Well, I think the
Wait.
Saints wanted Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I think they did too.
I think they wanted Brock Bowers, to be honest. I think this is more of a luxury pick. You could go cornerback.
Do you go Dallas?
Dallas Turner's still sitting on the board. I don't understand how he's still sitting there.
I was like, if I'm the Saints, I'm going Dallas Turner immediately.
Cameron Jordan is getting great in the two. It's time to kind of get ready for the next guy to come off the edge for them. So that's what I would do. I would kind of go that route. But hey, who's to say? This is like right now. This is to me a luxury pick.
Right.
Take the best player on the board.
Take
and
the
roll
best
with
player
it.
on the board. Like, you got lucky. Teams made some wild picks and went quarterback crazy. Speaking of this, we might have to go to Green Bay next year.
Why are we going to Green Bay
The draft is in Green Bay.
for the draft? I'm not against that. We were supposed to go to Green Bay. How many years ago? Was that about 10 years ago?
Wisconsin versus LSU.
Yeah, the West LSU. We were supposed to go.
And I end up moving.
Yeah. I was like, man, we would have had a nice little road trip, nice little time in
Right.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. But
The Saints pick is in. Like, I know it's like crazy being out. Like, even when I was at the Vegas draft, which was crazy by the way. Like you're there for a long time and you don't really realize it.
Yeah.
The fact it
Yeah.
hasn't been a lot of movement is kind of crazy. Like I'm kind of shocked by
One
this.
trade. One trade.
All right,
I
I
don't.
mean,
I think everybody has everything that they want, so I don't see too many more trades happening unless it's something crazy.
no, I don't think it is either. I was like, I think people are gonna stand pat and they're gonna go what they have.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm still stunned.
yeah, I don't know what you do right here. And they over here dragging on the draft.
Yeah, I don't like the drag part. Get to it. Let's get to the madness.
Right, like the
Get where
pick
we
is
gotta
the
go.
look. The Saints made the pick three minutes ago.
You know, I ain't
Somebody
trying
just
to. We're not until 11 o'clock, people.
right. They're dragging the draft on a little bit too long here. We're still waiting on a pick. That's what's crazy about it. Think about it. Where we at in the draft. 13 picks in, and now the defensive player taken. So hopefully this ends now.
The defensive guys are probably going to have to wait a little
We
longer
hope.
based on what they have at the tackle. I mean, and when you talk about Ramczyk, you talk about Trevor Penning, the injury history there, they're going to have to go tackle here.
You're going to find out right now. Here's the commissioner.
Do.
With the 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tolaise Fuaga.
Ooh,
Tackle. Oregon
road
State.
grader.
Another offensive player.
This is crazy.
Great one, big and physical, 2-year starter, first team All-America last year.
If the Saints plan on running the football, they might have the best running tackle in this draft.
This is shocking how many offensive players have been taken so far.
But remember, Gene, remember we were talking about how deep the offensive tackle class was? I'm not surprised tackles coming off this board like this.
Well, no, I didn't like. Yeah, I was like, yeah, because you got to take the tackle now. If you wait, you won't have one.
Yep.
And I was like,
This
by
is
the
a
time,
good pick.
yeah, this is a good pick. I like this pick.
This is a really, really good pick. I like. He's he's physical.
Physical,
He's
know how to
athletic.
block, maintain blocks.
Yeah.
Good hands.
If he puts his hands on you,
It's a
good
wrap.
luck.
Good luck getting out of that.
Good luck. The tape is proven. It's there. He a
Right.
problem.
I think they're gonna have to calm him down in the league because he can be a little overzealous. He could go a little crazy a little bit when he's trying
is
to make
nasty.
contact, and sometimes it will cause him to miss things. But
He is nasty.
he nasty, man. I think this is a good tech. To me, he's gonna be one of the better ones. He's a Pro Bowl tackle.
No doubt.
Pro Bowl tackle.
Like I said, when they're running the football, and I think the Saints this year will run the football more than they did last year.
Yeah.
You just probably have the best running tackle out of everybody easily.
Yes, definitely.
And they had a pro style offense at Oregon State, so shit.
Right,
Well,
you
you're
ran
not
a
missing
pro style
much.
offense, so you ain't have to worry about retraining them and redoing things or basically rebooting the player.
Well, definitely you have that. Now I'm actually also just sitting here texting because some people are asking like, you got a live feed going on? I'm like, yep, come on over. We would love to see you.
Who asking all that?
I think we got some other people that are seeing it on YouTube. So
Okay.
I'm trying to see if they want to join. If they want to join, they can come on in the room and we can start discussing. But this pick again, To me, I think pick is also a luxury pick, but you got a tackle that could have been drafted in the top 10 easy.
Look, I don't like that nobody's. I don't like that defensive players not getting drafted now. That means they have changed the rules so much. It's too offensive heavy.
Yeah, because defensive players, we're 14 picks in, and it ain't a guarantee that the Indianapolis Colts are going to go defense here.
Right? They might go. I can see them going Brian Thomas, like Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
Like I can see them going offense.
An offensive player is probably it's a possibility for them
because I knew
they're
they
looking
wanted
at the rest of the
I knew
league.
they wanted Bowers. So
Bowers was one player that they could have used, but also you got to look at it from a different angle too. If they go receiver, they have two receivers there. They might just say, "Hey, I need another speed threat on the outside." Thomas is an option, but they need defense. If you ask me, I looked at their defense last year. They need somebody at either a corner. They need a defensive end. They need an anchor on that side. They have good middle linebackers. That was proof.
It might be another tackle. My favorite tackle of the draft.
Oh, well, if it's the guy from Washington,
Troy,
that'd be great. If it's Troy, that'd be great.
I was like, that to me, that's a perfect fit too because they do need a lineman. They need to protect.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson does not need to be on the ground like he was last year.
You got to protect Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
But it helps the back end of the draft too, where all these teams need defensive players.
Well, the teams that were in the playoffs, they can get all the defense they want.
Right. And that's what they all need. They need defensive players. So it's just pushing it back for everybody. Ooh, I can see the Toledo cornerback going to the Colts. That would make sense.
That makes sense. But what tape did I watch? It was the Ohio State tape. I'm worried about him a little bit. I think he's good, but I'm a little worried. Corners are going to be hot going in the second round.
Seattle, Cincinnati,
Let's see.
the Rams. Who's going to be the first one to come up and get one? They can play that 3-technique position.
Seen a defensive player selected at all so far in this draft, which again sets a record by a wide margin for the longest it has taken for a defensive player to come off the board. The Indianapolis Colts took the majority of their time. The pick is in, and we'll have the announcement coming up shortly. They're the first team to take the majority of their time in quite some time.
That means the Colts were trying to make a trade. They were on the phone.
Right. When it takes you a long time, you don't pick you on the phone.
And then that also tells me that Minnesota was on the phone with the Titans.
Yeah.
If they knew Atlanta was going to do that.
We don't need to turn this card in fast to appease anybody. Let's just take our time, get our guy, and then just keep on rolling.
Would wondered if they would maybe be interested in a player like Brock Bowers when he was available to turn him with their young.
See, that's the same thing we were saying. I was like, if the draft didn't get so quarterback heavy, I think Brock Bowers would have been there because the Raiders would have took a quarterback.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, the Houston Texans jumped up from seemingly nowhere and turned themselves into a team that looks like they're going to be formidable.
This is an interesting pick.
Very interesting.
It's an interesting time for the Colts here, and again.
All right, we'll come back when Goodell actually comes up.
Yeah, because they killed me
now
out.
I think it's ready now.
And the Colts will announce the 15th selection.
With the 15th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Laiatu Lotu, defensive end, UCLA.
No, that's a good pick.
That's the anchor that's coming off the edge that they need.
And Laiatu, man, listen, Laiatu, best player in this draft. Defensive player.
Defensive player, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I would say like defensive lineman. To me, I liked him a little bit better than
I liked him better than Dallas.
I liked him better than Dallas.
Scheme fit would be perfect.
Scheme fit he fits.
for what their coach looks
Only thing about
for.
it, only thing I worry about him, his first step wasn't great. He didn't have like great speed on his first step getting around the corners when I watched him. Look, when you live in the West Coast, you watch a lot of West Coast teams and a lot of teams. His length, like, is inadequate, but it's like it's not an advantage, right, for him.
That's also a problem.
Yeah, so it's like to me
Yeah,
that's his like problem.
that's also an issue.
Yeah, so and then when it came to run blocking, like when we run stopping, like sometimes he can like shoot gaps and he'll overshoot gaps.
And he'll miss the
So
play completely.
he'll miss the play because he's trying to make a play.
I think they played some decent schools last year, but he's to me he wasn't tested, if you know what I mean. He was more or less the guy that was beating up on teams that didn't have good right tackles. Like the Colorado game, it was like Olay.
Right.
He just come off the edge, easy. So I want to see him read and develop a little bit more to where he is not in a situation where, like you just talked about, he's overrunning the plays. I think he'll be okay in this defense, though.
Yeah, I think he fits in his defense. I think he's perfect in this scheme. To me, this scheme works out perfect for him. So,
Man,
I mean, like, cause like look, his hands, his feet, he's fast, he's quick, his agility, like great agility for a guy that size.
But let's be honest. Seattle probably was like, yeah, we want him.
Right. He fit the Seattle scheme.
He fits Seattle perfect.
I mean, think about it. 6'5", like he a big guy. He always has his eyes in the backfield. You see him when he makes plays, when he plays different teams, his eyes are always in the backfield. And it's hard to do that with a lot of defensive linemen. They get lost, especially on movement, option routes, and zone reads. Like, no, that was not working on him. He always had his good eye on the ball. And like he bends the corner, like I said, he bends the corner well. You saw it in the highlights. Can bend the corner, can get around the corner, get around the edge. So it's a good move. Well, he does have some. My biggest
just
thing is
concerned about going against elite offensive tackles.
Like, because once somebody offensive tackles get them hands on you, especially if you don't have a great first step, it can be an issue.
So I'm curious to see what he's going to do in a league in which he's going to be going against teams. Or Jacksonville has Cam. Titans just drafted a tackle. We're going to find out really quickly if he's going to be that dude.
Yeah.
You know, all these picks have gone by, and I'm still not the darn Falcons.
The Falcons forced everybody's hands. It isn't supposed to go that way. And the Falcons messed up everybody.
They did. They put a lot of people in situations in which they were not ready for.
They were not ready for.
But also, you got to look at the receivers. You know, we only had 3 receivers, and they were clamoring, saying, you know, we're going to have this many guys
like 8 receivers.
Yeah. We only had 3.
Look, 49ers might not have to move up at all. They might be there. Yeah.
They might be
Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota got another pick, but I don't see them going receiver. Like Jacksonville, I can see Jacksonville going receiver.
After losing Ridley.
Yeah. I can see Bengals protecting themselves.
Well, the Bengals are probably bummed out because they probably wanted some of these tackles.
These tackles. But the only tackle left is a tackle from Washington. If they can get him, that's a good move. But if he's not there, I'm gonna go Brian Thomas, and I'm gonna put him on the side with Chase, and I'll trade Higgins.
Well, that's another trade chip that's out there. Does T. Higgins get traded? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah.
But Seattle could go corner. They're a defensive team. They do defensive stuff. So I don't see offense right now.
Right.
They have the guy from they have JSN who they drafted last year at wide receiver in the first round. They're decent in the running game. Offensive line, I don't think they go there. I think it's defense.
To me, they need a D tackle. So why not Brian Murphy?
I think that's a reach at 16. I think that's too early. If you want Brian Murphy, you trade back.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
I like Missouri's defensive end, defensive tackle Robinson, who is more of a tweener. So I think that's a better scheme fit, if you ask me, than Murphy is.
Yeah.
Emmett, you're back, man. You know, you came back for Jacksonville to draft. That's what you came back for?
That's all I'm here for. I'm gonna leave you. No. No, honestly, I was trying to hang out longer. It's just my computer that's old as hell. Just, dude, it's over here just spinning. Like the one I used to do all our Untapped podcasts. It's dying on me.
Oh man. Computers are like a family member. When they die on you, it's tough. No lie.
He says.
I don't
It's
know.
the
This
truth.
one
They're
I
like a
feel-
family member. Seriously.
This one can get put in a trash bag and just tossed. It doesn't even deserve a proper burial. That's fine with me. This
He
is
said proper burial.
this is one of my dad's classic. Hey, Dad, I want a laptop for Christmas, and he gets me a Windows 7 machine. That's like 300 pounds, and puts
Oh
Windows
my
10 on
God.
it.
Hey, don't do your dad like that. Your dad a cool dude. Don't do that to him.
He has a dinosaur. That's what he's telling us. He has a dinosaur.
Dude, it's all about getting that deal. That's all that matters. If you get that deal.
Yeah, it's defense right here, Gene. It's either a edge rusher or it's a corner.
Yeah, it's definitely defense. Seattle needs defenders.
This is a defensive move.
Here's the NFL dragging this draft along. The pick's been in for 30 minutes. So,
They're killing us, man. They're killing us. I'm like, Petey, where are you? You're killing us, Petey. You're killing us.
remember the good old days we used to wake up on Saturday morning for the draft? And
Oh man, I miss those days.
and watch 4 rounds.
I miss those days. I really do. You giving us. I appreciate you giving us the draft early on a Thursday. We appreciate that. But it did kill a little bit of that luster because you were off work. You didn't have to worry about going to work the next day.
Right, the next day. All
You
right,
just watch the
I
draft.
think we got the pick, guys. It's Joe Buttons. No, I'm joking.
Defense. Defense. The corner from Iowa.
Stage video screens for a special message from United States service members.
We don't want a special message.
Hey, it's military. Chill out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great things happen when you win field. This is our field.
48 miles from adversaries.
I feel like every draft pick in the future is just going to be sponsored by some corporation. With the first pick of the NFL 2026 NFL Draft, Bud Light brings to you.
I'm gonna say Bud Light brings to you.
Hey, I'll be glad when it says Untapped brings to you. Shoot. Look how world we coming.
Thank you to our men and women who serve in the United States military. Your sacrifices to defend our country's freedom do not go unnoticed. Thank you so much. With the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft,
Joe Buttons.
the Seattle Seahawks select Byron Murphy.
Auburn
Wow,
man.
you
Told
called
you.
it. You
Told
called
you.
it.
Told you.
Your defensive tackle off the board. He had 5
I just think it's too early.
I told you.
as the Longhorns
16.
I was like, they don't have a D tackle.
Oh, he
Why not
traded
take
back.
Byron Murphy?
The Jags traded back.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, that's
To
what
who?
I'm showing here on ESPN. Vikes.
The Vikes traded back up?
Oh.
Yeah, they're traded back up.
The tackle?
Oh.
The tackle from Washington.
Could be.
It might be. I don't know yet.
Could. I don't like the Byron. It's a scheme fit, but I don't like it this early. I think that's
don't know.
another
I
reach
think-
pick.
I think for them, this is the right move.
16
hate
though.
it.
It's that, bro. I don't like it. I
I
don't.
know you hate it, but I think it's the right move.
This is what you got to tell me. Is he Jeffrey Simmons? Is he really Jeffrey Simmons? Answer that question for me. I'll wait.
I think he might be better than Jeffrey Simmons.
I don't think so.
I think he is.
I don't see it. I don't think so.
Literally, when I watched Texas, he was the reason they were winning games. Only knock I have on him. You know, I don't like my D lineman with short arms.
Bingo.
He got short arms.
He's got
I'm
short
not a fan of
arms.
that. I don't like my
And
D lineman
now your
with short
centers
arms.
and your guards that you have now, they can reach and touch out and do something to you.
Right.
That's my concern with him.
Yeah, I'm not that's the only thing. He has short arms. That's my biggest thing. And then he doesn't have like a deep bag when it comes to pass rushing.
So it's literally one move or
It's
he can
one
swim
move. It's
off
literally
you, and that's
let
it.
me overpower you. And you're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
some powerful kids. Other guys in the draft.
And
so.
also, there was some times in which in the Alabama game he did shine, but then also he's in the Big 12 with some of these guys that
don't
was
play
a little
defense.
weak.
Especially the picks in.
Jacksonville Jaguars have traded the 17th pick to the Minnesota Vikings. With the 17th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Dallas Turner.
Can y'all hear and see me?
Yeah.
That replaces Daniil Hunter. Good pick.
Right.
Good pick.
Good pick. I like that pick for them.
I like that pick. Good pick.
I like that pick. Yeah, Dallas Turner, at that spot, especially with the Vikings who have draft capital anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why not go up and get your guy?
Get a guy that you got high on the board, and before anyone else gets him, like the Rams. Teams like that are probably clamoring for a pass rusher.
Right, because the Rams are looking for D tackles, and
Yes.
defensive linemen.
Yes.
So
Great pick. Outstanding pick for them. But kind of going back to Murphy, the one move, I think he's going to need to be a scheme guy. I understand that they didn't have defensive tackles.
yeah,
I could have got a defensive tackle in the third, fourth round. There's a guy from Duke that I like. You know, I can keep going on and on and on. I think there's guys that there are scheme fits for them. At 16, I just think it's too early.
yeah. I mean,
Too early.
not to me. Not if it's your guy. You don't want to trade back too far because the Rams would have drafted him. You can't go too far back because the Rams definitely would have drafted him.
Yeah.
So to me, if that's your guy, and you couldn't, they probably tried to do some trading. You know, they probably you know what? Let's see what we can get out there, and couldn't get it.
Probably so. But this is going to be an interesting pick here with a player
The
that is ready to be traded in T. Higgins.
I would draft Brian Thomas Jr. right now and be like, screw it. Then I would trade T. Higgins.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
I think that's the move. And like, look, Dallas Turner, I think that's a good move by the Vikings. Remember what I told you? That I say the Vikings always they always draft well. Like one thing about the Vikings, they're gonna draft well. It's gonna be a situation where they will draft some good players and they will draft well. It's never gonna be a situation where they just drafting terribly. They draft well all the time.
They do.
Like they know what they're doing when they drafting. They just can't hold on to them. and then they're always in a situation where their salary cap peaks at the wrong time.
Or they got to sign somebody that's going to cost a fortune.
It's like their salary cap peaks at the wrong time. Like, all right, we are one step away from making this step to winning the Super Bowl, but the cap about to kill us. And if you look at it now, this is the same situation. Say JJ is good, right? You got Dallas Turner. You still got Jordan Jefferson. You might draft another receiver here and there, and you're going to rebuild this team. But they're all coming in together. And then by the time they get really, really good and you're like a couple of pieces away, you're going to be capped out because you're going to have to like re-sign all these guys.
Agreed.
And players not waiting. After they have 2 good seasons, they like, I want my new deal.
Exactly. Emmett, what you thinking, man? You're muted right now.
You're on mute.
Can't hear you.
You on mute?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? I'm off mute, right? All right. So if you're talking about the Bengals, I mean, I know they just picked up T. Higgins' 5th-year option. So does that mean they can still trade him? Obviously,
he doesn't want to be there. They're not trying to give him a long-term deal.
Right. I mean, has he shown though that it's? I mean, I think you're right. I think it's better to get another receiver here, and then I think you lose a lot of your leverage though if you're trying to trade away. It's like
you do. I was like,
why would you end up?
You should have traded him like right now. You should do the trade right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Send him to the Jags.
That would have been a good pick.
Honestly, like I don't. Sorry, what was that, Jeremy?
I said that would have been a good pick.
Yeah. I mean, him. I know Brandon Ayuk was in talks of potentially being traded to the Jags too. But I think the Jags are going defensive back. I think we're going to get Terry Arnold or Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's pretty much who everyone's linked us to.
So that's an interesting question. Who do you think is better?
We'll see.
Cool.
Who do you think is better out of Arnold and McKinstry?
Again, I couldn't intelligently. I genuinely couldn't tell you. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I've got no
what's
take.
crazy about it for me, I think Kool-Aid fits more schemes than Arnold do.
Press corner, better speed, better technique.
Yeah.
Longer
I think he's better than Arnold. Yep. I think he's better.
I was like, that was my
that's what I was going to ask. I mean, that's what we're going to get. We got the old. I mean, we've got the defensive coordinator from Atlanta, obviously now, who plays the press coverage. He wants someone that's going to sit there and bump you off the line, someone that's big and physical, a lot less. I know they play a zone package, but it's a lot more man.
Yeah.
And like, to me, I'd rather listen to. So
like with Arnold to me, he play out of control a lot of time. He too grabby. And in the league, you can't be too grabby.
Turn on the LSU tape. Tell me who's the better corner.
Turn on the LSU game.
Tape. Tell me who's the better corner. There's no other discussion.
Neighbors was cooking him because, Neighbors' footwork to me is elite. And if you got good footwork, which is across the league, to me, Arnold's going to struggle.
When Daniels guy,
I mean, that's fair.
game changed.
Yeah.
When Daniels was in the game and those guys were in tune, McKinstry is the better player. Period.
Right.
I mean,
There's no
maybe that's why
discussion.
they traded back in a sense, because I mean, obviously there's a run right now on defensive linemen, but
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I was
Gaines
like-
is asking if it's Brian Thomas. It would make sense if it was Brian Thomas. If you're trading Higgins, you got to go Brian Thomas.
Right.
Joe Burrow has all he needs to see on him. Jamar Chase has seen him. I mean, the Bengals are basically LSU North.
Hey, look, go Brian Thomas. Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
Pick his end.
Player of the combine ever at 4'2", but he's only 165 pounds. And then the best center in this draft. He played left tackle, but he did play center early on as a freshman. Shorter arms if you want for a left tackle. He'll kick back inside the center spot and anchor an offensive line for 10 to 12 years. Trampart looks like to me the perfect fit for a Pittsburgh Steelers organization.
The littlest with the reports today from Adam Schefter that T. Higgins has requested a trade. Could they consider receiver here? There are a lot of them on Mel's list.
I think they could. I'll just tell you this, though. Look, with Joe Burrow and the number of hits that he's taken and the injuries that he has suffered, and with the questions that you have at still at offensive tackle, that I like Trent Brown as much as anyone. Massive human being. He's only signed to a one-year deal, I believe. I think that position still needs to be locked down. The offensive line still needs to be locked down. At all costs, you need to protect Joe Burrow. He has to make it through a season. You have to address the offensive line.
Find out.
Well, they might go.
Here's the commissioner.
Could be your tackle. Could be your guy.
Yeah.
With the 18th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Amarius Mims, tackle.
Okay. Mute that. Mute that right now.
They reached for Mims.
Reached.
They reached
Okay,
for Mims.
you remember when the Titans drafted a tackle that didn't play, and he came from Georgia, and he didn't have a lot of experience? You just basically did the same thing. Took a tackle that you're claiming that could have potential. I'm sorry. He looks sloppy on film when he plays against team. How do I say this?
To me, that's a reach.
It's a reach. He's a second round tackle. I'm sorry.
Right. He is not a first round tackle. And I hate when teams in the first listen. Rule number 1: don't reach on a second or third round when this first round talent's still on the board. I don't care if you're
Javon
loaded
Foster
at
out
that
of
position.
Missouri is better.
Look, you drafted again. Like, yeah, I'm not a
Javon
Mims
Foster
fan.
out of Missouri is better. Period. There's no other discussion. There's nothing else that needs to be said.
Not a
You
fan.
can put this guy. You can say he's good. I'm gonna see it.
To me, when I saw Mims, it's like his feet was in concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a big frame. He's got length. That all looks good. But I'm sorry, technique wise, he's a right tackle.
He don't fire off the ball, and then he's inexperienced.
And he's too nice. Did y'all see nastiness? I ain't never see nastiness with him.
To me, yeah, that part. I was like, to me, he looks good in the run game, but he is not confident in pass.
No.
At all.
I just feel like when he deals with he's gonna have to deal with Miles coming off the edge. There's so many that he's gonna have to deal with. Max Crosby coming off the edge. Those kind of guys are gonna dominate him. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No, to me, this is another one of those D, C minus D type grades that I'll give right
drafting
now.
more need than it was best available.
Yes, I hate the move. I do not like that move. Period.
I mean, I think about with like Jahmyr Gibbs getting drafted.
Yeah, we were worried about Jahmyr Gibbs, but they had for Detroit that was more like
I wonder.
a luxury pick.
Sometimes you think they reach. For example, last year with Detroit Lions, they picked Jahmyr Gibbs really early on,
But they had David Montgomery. They had you had your smash and dash. David Montgomery's gonna give you those tough inside yards. Now you got this guy that can go on the outside and get tougher yards. I mean, get those yards that are on the perimeter. So I think they looked at it as like it was luxury. That's a lot of speed, no lie. He's like Chris Johnson. He get in the open field, he gone. But the Bengals.
I mean, I agree, but it's also drafting a running back really early.
It is, and it's a risk.
At that time,
you can get
again,
running back
obviously,
anywhere.
it was a big brain move that obviously paid off.
I agree with that. But that move paid off for him. It was good for them.
The Mims pick, again, I don't know anything about him, but if it was more of a need.
The tape, to me, he had the luxury of having Brock Bowers sometimes on his right side, which did help him quite a bit on chip blocks. But there wasn't really a game in which there was like a threat. And I understand you looking at it and saying that, he didn't give up any sacks. But I just wasn't impressed. When he gets in there and he has to deal with top level talent coming off the edge, I'm curious to see if he's going to be able. Pittsburgh is going to scheme him up. Baltimore is going to scheme him up.
What do you think the Rams go here though?
They don't need a receiver. They don't.
Chop Robinson, maybe?
Chop is an option.
They're going defense.
They got to go defense.
They got to go defense. So I can see Chop Robinson, maybe Verse.
Verse is an option.
Yeah.
You think
Jared Verse is still on the board, and they kept on saying that he was going to be top 15 pick.
According to ESPN.
What's up, Emmett?
They got Quinion Mitchell as another option as well for corner.
Yeah.
On ESPN, they've got both Jared Verse as an option as well as Quinion.
I'm kind of shocked.
I like Deshaun better at corner, though. The guy from Iowa. I like him better.
I don't.
I'm surprised.
I was like, I got a feeling he's going to get stuck in Green Bay, and I'm going to be mad.
Oh, here we go. It's the Packer fan in Gene. I'm sorry.
God's plan. All right, here we go.
We are here in Detroit right now. We'll see what they've decided to do with, once again, their first round pick since 2016.
Jeez.
With the selection.
With the 19th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Verse.
Sorry, I keep switching. I
Verse.
feel like there's just a massive delay when I'm trying to talk to y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focusing on that defensive
Verse is we said Verse. We were saying
if Verse would have came out last year, he'd been a top 5 pick.
Agreed. Be right back, y'all.
When I saw Verse in that LSU game, it was legit. It was definitely legit. I'm solo here, so I will go with this. Jared Verse. What I like about him, he's a real powerful player. He has speed, power, which is great and devastating. If you watched him last year, Florida State, they were really good. Verse was the anchor of that defensive line. He was that guy. Like, everybody realized like how good he was, what he did to defenders, how he kept tackles off balance, and his bull rush ability. He's just a great, powerful guy. I think he fits well with the Rams. I think this is a great pick for him, especially after Donald retired. So that's a big, huge thing. His explosiveness off his first step is amazing. Like I say, his hands violent. He can push. He can shove. He can punch. He has all the different moves. His swim move is good, and he's just quick. and just instinctively know how to get to the quarterback and get to the ball. One thing, like when he gets down in the 2 point stance and he's not standing up, I think he has to get a little bit more familiar with that. It's like he has less power when he does that, but when he's up and he's standing and he's bending the edge, I think he's great, and I think he gets to the tackle. Lateral flexibility, like sometimes he shows a little stiffness, not that much, but he can get to the ball. He shoot across tackles face mask all the time, always getting into the quarterback, always making plays. I think this is a good pick for the Rams, especially with their history with Donald retired now. To me, that's a great pick. And next up, we have Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh goes, I don't know. To me, Pittsburgh, I don't like their wide receiver core right now. I think they should go to wide receiver. That would be me. I mean, some other picks, some other options they have. They can go cornerback. I think Mitchell would probably be a good pick. You put him on the other side of Joey Porter Jr. That'll be great. And also, especially with all the tackles are gone. But I can also see them getting Barton because they do need like that guard in their offense. So for me, I think Barton is a real good pick and a real good choice as well.
Flexibility is what he
definitely.
provides. Flexibility is what he gives.
Flexibility on that D line to me is perfect for them. I think that's what they need. Pittsburgh, like that should be the pick. But like I said, I can always see them go with Mitchell as well. And Powers Johnson. I can see them going that guard as well. So I see him on like the heavy guard train right now. Those guards that can play both sides. Or it'll be cornerback. So it's going to be interesting. And then if it's a tackle still available, I mean, Guyton's out there. But to me, I think that's taking him too early.
Reach. That's a reach.
It's a reach.
We just saw a reach with Cincinnati.
We saw a reach, which this is that reach part of the draft where you kind of overthink your strategy.
I don't think they're looking at your board. Your board, you cannot tell me Amarius Mims was the number one player on Cincinnati's board at that time. No way.
No. You know my rule. Always take the best player on your board regardless. Unless you have a quarterback, I don't care if it's receiver. I don't care if you have 1,000 defensive ends. First round, take the best player on the board. Always. That's my rule of thumb. Don't go reaching in the first round. Because eventually, somebody go offer for a big contract. If you already have that backup in place of another stud player, do that. Like, to me, that makes sense. Like, Guyton, listen, great size, played at Oklahoma, good guy, but he didn't strike me as like he always allowed defenders to roll off like blocks easily. Like, for me, that's a big thing. Like, to me, when it comes to like the delayed rushes, he struggled with that as well. And and then also he's more of a pusher than a blocker, right? He pushes more than blocks. So to me,
look at Mims. Look at Mims' tape.
Mims' tape is just as bad. But I was like, everybody's went so crazy. Like I say, the tackles are only 3 rounds deep. So now people are reaching on tackles. And to me, that's a bad strategy when drafting. Like, I would not reach. Like, never reach on something that's not that value, right? I'm not going to reach on a 3rd round tackle just because the tackles are gone when he's a 3rd round value in the 1st round. Let me go get it's another position I can fill or I can improve than waste my pick on the tackle.
I agree.
So, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see. I mean, what we have next, we have Steelers, Miami, Eagles, Jags, then Dallas.
All right, guys, I might be muted for a little bit, but I'll make sure that the admin is done. I'll chime in when I can.
What happened? You in trouble?
Nah, I ain't in trouble. Hey, look, when you hear it's taking too long, I'm just like, oh, Lord, here we go.
Yeah.
So I'll chime in when I can. Yeah, no, I'll chime in when I can, though.
All right. I mean, at least we here. No, we lost Emmett again. All right, let's see what the Steelers are trying to do here.
Look, I think Justin Fields at some point is going to emerge. I just think he was on the come too much. He's a guy who right now I think he fits perfectly with what Arthur Smith wants to do. And I think he is supremely highly motivated. But I just think in the end, that talent is going to be hard to keep off the field.
Arthur Smith, the new offensive coordinator for Mike Tomlin's Steelers, and I see the commissioner with a special guest to announce the Steelers pick.
Here we go.
Tonight, 32 young men will embark on their NFL career, striving to make an impact on the field. But their impacts will be felt far beyond their field, but in their communities. No one embodied that more than Walter Payton. And today, the league's highest honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes his lasting legacy. Tonight, we are proud to welcome the 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year winner, Cam Hayward.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Commissioner. And most importantly, I want to say thank you to the Payton family, the NFL, and Nationwide. The NFL draft is special. To my fellow NFL players and the prospects joining the league this week, I want to challenge you. Use your platforms to brighten someone's day. The opportunity before you is a gift.
Gene, am I coming in clear? Finally?
Yeah, you've been coming in clear.
Be better in our
Good.
communities.
I feel like there's been such a delay where it's like I'm waiting like seconds or I don't know, minutes it feels like to just like I hear myself talk and then I hear y'all answer. Like it's weird.
Oh jeez.
Here we go. And with the 20th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fautanu, tackle, Washington.
Good pick.
He was a tackle at Washington. He was named the Pac-12
I mean,
Offensive Lineman of the Year.
a lot of offensive tackles, lots of a lot of trenches guys getting picked plus a couple.
Like I told Jeremy earlier, I was like, it wasn't a lot. It's not a lot of tackles in this draft. So a lot of them are gonna get reached on. To me, I like Troy better than a lot of these guys that got picked before him. Like, and Troy played tackle in college, but I think he's gonna be more of a guard swing tackle in the league. To me, Troy was better than a lot of these guys. Like, he should have been more in the top 15 compared to where he got drafted. But I think this is a good spot for him. He's going to Pittsburgh. A good spot. Somebody that like they like to play that dirty type of football, like push you back football. Right. And like for him, like I told him, like he has great handwork. Now the Michigan game, it was some tape that I didn't like because I mean he did like when it came to like just straight strength combo blocking, he missed a lot, and then his power wasn't that great. Like in the Pac-12, it was great, but when he went against Michigan, it didn't look that great, right?
Yeah. I mean, was it a bad game though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it just? I
mean, it's a bad game, but but you know what? That can be from getting your butt kicked over and over because they were getting their butt kicked in. And Michigan's D-line did that to everybody.
Well, that's true. I mean, they were undefeated and won the whole thing. Yeah. So you got a whole lot to.
You got a whole lot like that D-line. I was like, I'll tell you, like, Michigan D-line was good because they were just in everybody's backfield nonstop.
Look, the Steelers just got richer. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
There are a couple teams that reach for players that should not have been reached for, and then what the Steelers get, they got the perfect player to drop down to them.
It did. And
it's crazy.
Another thing about him, I was like, he's gonna be playing guard in the league. He's not gonna be playing tackle this time. So That's a big difference. He's not going
They
to be
drafted a tackle last year. They got their tackle from Georgia last year.
Yeah.
So they can kick him inside.
I think Troy's going to be a way better guard than he is a tackle in the league. So, especially with him, like his size and not just being that like real powerful person, I think he's going to be a perfect guard in this league. So.
He's Skoronski from last year's draft.
Yes, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
Well, Skoronski was a all-level tackle for Northwestern. Tennessee kicked him inside guard.
Right, and what I love about him, he's a Vegas guy.
Oh, here we go. This Las Vegas bias. You know, Emmett, we remember the days when he lived in Jacksonville, you know, and now he's talking about he's a Vegas guy. You see that? He just switched up.
Hey, listen, I've been here. I lived in Vegas longer than I lived in Jacksonville.
I know you got that fancy ass piano too, which you bought with your Vegas money.
Yeah.
I love the way Emmett throws shade. It's still just grand to me how he throws shade.
I do it to people I like.
But what do the Dolphins do here? I mean, to
Corner
me,
is available.
Well, they lost.
But no, I don't think they need. I don't think they need a corner. I think they needed a tackle. I mean, they could go wide receiver here.
Could. Your run on tackles is running short.
Right. To me, you don't reach on a tackle now. You let that go.
Yep.
You let go. You let go and let God.
I mean, I feel like they should go defense, right? I mean, obviously the D tackle, because who they lose? Was it Chubb that they lost?
Bro, their defense was terrible last year. I think offense is not the problem. They need to get something on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
I think they probably were in on the Jared Verse situation, probably, but they didn't get that opportunity. So, I mean, corner, safety, linebacker, quite a bit of ways that they could go.
Yeah, DT, tight end, offensive tackle, edge, and offensive guard. I mean, their running game was obviously were they first in the league last year, right?
It was.
So, I mean, not that you can always get somebody in the trenches, but they lost somebody big though in free agency, didn't they? Who did they lose?
Jeremy, who did they lose?
The Dolphins, who they lose in free agency?
I thought so.
One of the defensive players, the defensive line.
The defensive line, they lost someone. They lost the defensive tackle.
Yeah.
The guy from Clemson. They lost him.
Speaking of somebody who blew their bag, the Sweat from Texas.
Oh my God. Bro, did they?
Yeah.
Why I cannot think of this guy that was with them last year. I don't know why I'm not drawing a blank.
Dude, if the Dolphins go Brian Thomas Jr.
I think you're thinking of Christian Wilkins, right?
Look, they're gonna have
Christian Wilkins. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, they're gonna have the fastest receivers in the NFL. Yep, Christian.
Or they could go Worthy.
No.
I mean, it's still not out of the question.
Worthy can't catch. So.
Well, I feel like Worthy is John Ross. So right. I don't like any team that drafts him. I'm going to look at them a little funny and say, what are you doing?
Right. Now, if he was with the 49ers where he can run go routes and open up the middle, all right, here's the pick.
NFL draft.
Sorry, guys.
The Miami Dolphins select Chop Robinson.
Chop.
Chop.
Chop is good.
It was one of the biggest hits at the combine. Was
Chop might be Chop might have the best upside of any of the guys that's coming off the edge.
Yeah,
But he takes plays off.
he do.
So I hope whoever is coaching him gets him right because he has elite ability.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, if he give it the right coach, they're gonna make him a star because he got what you want.
Yep.
He
It's
got
all
everything
there.
you want. I mean, he look, especially NFL, having an elite first step gonna give you advantage over everybody, right?
All right, look. Graham Barton or a corner is what Philly needs.
Graham
Period.
Barton or a corner. Oh, I think they going corner. They going Mitchell. I
They
think
need
Mitchell
a
is,
corner.
I
This is the
think
team. This is where you draft a corner, Philly.
I think Mitchell is the pick for the Eagles. But back to Chop. Let me finish on Chop. To me, like, listen, he explodes. Great first step. But he don't know how to use his hands. If you ever watch him.
He sucks at that.
Right, he does not know how to use his hand.
He is beyond terrible at that.
Right.
And that can hurt you in this league because if you don't have great hand placement, these tackles are gonna guard. They're gonna throw you away. You're gonna be in the garbage before you know it.
Right. I mean, no, like he gotta use his hands better. To me, he doesn't use his hands enough. He don't have like a lot of counters when he's getting blocked. Like when somebody's blocking him, he don't have like a lot of counter moves, a lot of spin moves, a lot of different moves to get to the quarterback or running back.
He's very much direct.
But that's teachable, right?
Yeah.
Like you
Very
get to the
teachable.
right spot. That's very teachable.
Yep, I agree. Very teachable in reference to what they could do, but they needed this. This was a need. They need somebody to come off the edge. They with Chubb having the injury late in the season, they had to switch this up. They had to get this done.
Yeah, I was like, they had to. I mean, this is the right pick. They need a defensive player, but you're gonna have to train Chop up. Like,
Yep.
to me, he ain't going. He's not. He's not rookie. All rookie team ready.
He's not going to be. You gotta get him ready for whatever he's gonna be dealing with. The beautiful thing about what he can do is you can move him around in a lot of places.
Right.
So he doesn't have to just come off the edge.
I really think the Eagles go corner here. It's like
They better.
They gotta go corner.
This is not even a discussion.
Yeah.
Either you're going inside, you're either going center guard, which you can get that second, third, fourth, fifth round. But you got to get an elite corner on the outside. Darius Slay is getting older. He's pretty much towards the back 9 of his career, as I would say.
Yep.
So you got to get a corner. The biggest parts of their defense, they got chewed up last year. Go to the Washington Commanders games. Their wide receivers was eating on the Eagles quite a bit.
Yep. Definitely.
So they need
corner.
corners.
I think you go corner here. They need corners. And shout out
If
to
they
Joe
draft
Embiid.
anything else outside of corner, I'm going to be shocked. If it's not inside offensive lineman.
While we're in this draft, shout out to Joel Embiid for that 50 burger.
Against the Knicks, so 2-1. But A.J. Brown sure did get paid now.
Right. After he's been a diva this whole year.
I don't agree with the extension, but the Eagles are going to do whatever they want with the money.
Yep. And then we're dragging this along. What time
Yeah,
is it?
drag along, but
This
I
draft
think
should
we've already called what we think it's gonna be. So,
this draft should have ended at 8 o'clock.
oh, I agree wholeheartedly. It could have been over, but
It could have been
this is
over at
all
8 o'clock.
money. This is called money, 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 money.
Speaking of that, we might have to kill the draft after the Packers pick.
Oh, I don't mind. When the Packers pick 25, 26?
They're like 3 picks from now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll kill it. We'll kill it then.
See, you got Shanae. You know, got doggone well. You know what you got to do.
Listen, they wasting too much
All right,
time.
I'm coming back for the Jags pick, and I'm going to bed. I got my ice cream. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Oh my goodness, man, I'm jealous right now, bro. You don't show us. You really?
What?
I'm just jealous.
We got a Culver's.
I'm looking
right
at the
around
ice
corner.
cream and I'm jealous.
Dad bod coming in hot.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, man, it's good to see.
I know I miss you guys.
Yeah, man.
And oh, by the way, he's the faster corner right now.
Yeah, you think about the true corners. If you look at Cooper DeJean as a safety, he's at 14.
Mitchell, Wiggins, which one? It's a corner. We know that. We didn't see it that.
It's Brett Favre.
Oh no.
My internet's so bad. I don't know why.
This past year, we played games in front of amazing crowds in London and Germany. This upcoming season, we will play our first ever game in South America, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we will be coming to more markets.
Gene, you said Packers is pick 25?
Yeah.
The NFL
All right, got it.
Player Pathway Program helps foreign-born players reach the NFL. Elite international athletes have an opportunity to compete at the NFL level and potentially earn a spot on our NFL roster. One of the most successful players from the program is the Philadelphia Eagles, Jordan Mailata.
All right, guys.
Jordan is currently in native Australia for the opening of a new NFL academy for high school football players. To make the Eagles selection, let's join Jordan live from the Eagles draft party in Burleigh Beach, Gold Coast, Australia. Take it, Jordan.
Let's go. How good is this? Thank you, Uncle Roger. Good evening to those of you from the beautiful land down under. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell.
There it is.
Bigger corner.
So, is he better than the corners that the Jags are looking at?
Technique. So for me, I still have Kool-Aid as my number one.
Okay.
Period.
To me, I'm still a Kool-Aid fan too.
I still have him as number one. Quinyon, I feel he has a lot of talent. Now, Marvin Harrison Jr. ate him up.
Yeah.
I hope people notice that, but he did have his moments against him as well. So there is potential there. There's a lot there. And Senior Bowl, he did outstanding.
To me, in zone coverage, to me, that's where he struggles the most.
Yeah.
I mean, that sometimes him being over aggressive got him beat, especially on double moves. Like if that's where Marvin Harrison Jr. was killing him with those double moves. And I was like, Marvin Harrison Jr. not that fast. So I'm like, if Marvin Harrison Jr. was killing you with double moves.
And red zone I'm concerned about. When you're in the red zone, those double moves in the red zone where you're just biting. He has to become more patient.
Like, to me, off coverage, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great, he backs pedal. Like, you look at his body control when he's in his breaks, he looks great. But to me, I was like, it's a good pick. It's a pick the Eagles need. I think these corners between him, Cooper DeJean, Nate Wiggins. To me, it's like what, right?
Yep. Depends on what you really want.
It depends on what you read out of it. It depends on what you're trying to get out of it. And it might be a situation where we got the Jags up, the Cowboys up in Green Bay. The Jags you say the Jags probably gonna go
Corner is what our like internal writers and things like that. But who knows? It's bulky.
I think it could be Nate. I think it's gonna be Nate Wiggins because Nate Wiggins is a Jacksonville type player.
Yep.
He went to Clemson.
Speed on the outside.
He went down the way, good on the outside. I think that's the guy.
Is that a good
Another
choice?
thing
though,
about Mitchell, he has great. He has some makeup
But no,
speed.
like we said, we was like those three players. They what and what.
Yep. It's what you looking for.
What time's the draft start tomorrow? Is it 7:00 tomorrow?
I think
Eastern?
it's earlier tomorrow. Yeah, it's like an hour earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably be on our own tomorrow. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow.
No, you got plans?
Is that we were
You working?
Look, life.
Gene might be
life
working.
tomorrow.
The more I think about this, I just love this pick with Philadelphia.
Me too. I like that. I think he's gonna fit well in Philly. I think he's gonna fit well in Philly. Come on, Emmett. You supposed to have the leak.
I don't know anything.
You supposed to be there.
I'll let you know when the new Bluey episodes come out. That's my league. That's my
Listen,
source.
hey, don't start the Bluey.
Gracie's corner. Gracie's corner.
Listen, Bluey lit.
It is
so good.
All right, the pick is in, guys. We were talking about Bluey.
Hey man, look. Disney Plus is just awesome. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
And that team didn't hit on needs necessarily. Dallas Turner wasn't the guy they had thought would be there, and it's not a need area.
I don't know if Jeremy cut out or I lost him. It's maybe me.
I'm still here.
Oh, you are. I didn't. I heard Disney Plus is lit, and it sounded like you were continuing to talk. And maybe it's just the background.
Yeah, Disney Plus is the elite.
Yep, it's clutch.
I think Terrion Arnold's speed is dropping him right now. That 4.5 in the 40 is what's dropping.
Coming up the board. Jacksonville's up, right? They got to need a corner, and they got to need a wide receiver.
No question. No question. Hey, your guy Trevor Lawrence. Again, you need more help, right? Calvin Ridley's no longer there. You need that outside lane dude.
So I just got a text from somebody saying, he's like, don't be shocked if Matt LaFleur, if Brian Thomas Jr. drops to him, and he drafts him anyway. Because the linemen that they want are not there.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna, I think.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, the receiver.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, you just lost what's his name, so that's smart.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Speed on the outside, good hands.
Yeah.
Well, Emmett should be happy.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yep. No, I mean that'll be somebody fun to watch.
4.3 speed at that size. Look,
4.3. How tall is he?
I think 6'4".
He's Brian is 6'4". Yeah, he a big receiver.
Oh, this. All right. So, what are his pros and cons? Since y'all, we watch LSU a lot. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, great footwork. He can he's a good blocker on the outside when you're trying to run. long strides. Like he's definitely he's a vertical threat, right? Vertical threat, post threat, like good with those. Like he has a lot of Jamar Chase in him, but Chase tree route is longer. He has a bigger tree route.
I would say a faster Dwayne Bowe would be my comparison.
Right, Dwayne Bowe. I'm with it. And then, I mean,
I need you to go a little bit more recent. I mean, Dwayne Bowe's not that long ago, but like, I need a little bit more recent than Dwayne Bowe. Who else?
All right, so Dwayne Bowe had the same issues that Thomas has, focus drops.
Right.
And that's going to be potentially an issue. If he's on and he's focused, he's going to be fine. But if he's not focused, those drops are going to happen. Y'all going to go crazy in Jacksonville. That's going to drive you nuts. Just so you know.
Another thing is going to drive you crazy. He doesn't make people miss. All that speed. No. He don't make people miss.
He don't. He's usually down with the first tackle.
Right. As soon as he gets hit, he goes down.
Yeah,
I think
so he's
that'll
not
drive
gonna,
y'all crazy.
He's not going to be Justin Blackman who catches the ball like 5 yards off and then runs for like 30 yards.
No. As soon as he gets touched, he falls. And that's one thing I hated when Brian said, Brian, you're too good to be getting touched and falling down. And like
those cornerbacks are
like the times I've seen him get pressed, I wasn't impressed by it. Like him getting off of it. So to me, I was like, when he's in press coverage, I want to see it in the league. I want to see how this is gonna work.
But he also didn't have a lot of elite corners going against him. And then you also have to understand that he had neighbors on the opposite side. Right now with Jacksonville, y'all have Kirk, y'all have Gabe Davis. So that's two positives. So a little bit of the coverage is not going to swing his way. He can play out. He can play literally every receiver slot, X, Y, and Z. That's what the beautiful thing about neighbors and them. But again, focus drops is going to be where you're going to be like, no. Hey, Anderson.
Hey, she's part of the show now.
She's
been helping me make my picks and telling me all the stuff that's going on.
Hey, Anderson.
Say hey.
Well, look, man. Shoot, we all got girls. So hey, that's what it is.
Hey, Sarah.
I got two. Sarah, you want to see Anderson?
So we have the girls. That's what we have. We have the girls.
Girls everywhere.
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I know. I got two of them. So girls everywhere. Girls all day.
Yes, we all have the girls. You know, we're all girl dads.
Oh yeah.
Mine is just enjoying the screen right now.
Otherwise, I joined the party.
Right, she's looking like, what? It's a lot going on, Dad. I need to go to bed.
Man, look. She looks just like Shanae, bro. That look right there, that's Shanae, bro.
Get out of here.
Oh my goodness, that's Shanae.
Girl.
Man.
Here, I'll put my girls on.
Gene, you ain't have no look. You did not make that baby, dude.
1 and 2.
That is Shanae.
Sleep.
Oh look, you watching them on screen,
bro. Mine might be me, but yours is Shanae.
Whatever, hater.
Let's call it what it is. Mine is trying to get all stylish for the camera and stuff. This is what happens at 2.5.
She living her life.
Yeah,
living her life like it's golden.
Just wait until yours turns too. Can't wait.
Don't wish that on me, man.
Oh, I'm just letting you know. Anderson gonna give you a run for your money, good brother. You ready?
This part's so much fun, though. I mean, honestly, the personality and the talking and the toddlerisms, man, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Screeching, not so much.
That's the beautiful thing about Untapped recruiting. Everybody got a girl. There's no boys.
That's sad.
It is not sad. We predicted yours, though. We said, all right, I got the girl. Then Emmett got the girl. Then Gage got the girl. And we were like, Gene, you think you're going to get a boy out of this? It's already ordained. You're going to have a girl.
I was traded. What is Dallas doing? Trying to trade the pick? Dallas is having the most weirdest offseason I've ever seen. it's just strange, right? It's like
I
they
agree.
didn't sign anybody. they
I
just
agree.
they just chilled out. Watch them go offensive guard.
For our viewers, we're going to cap this at the Green Bay Packers pick, which is Gene's team, and then we're going to cut the live feed, and we'll be
We
done.
got to get back to our
Um,
families.
yeah, we didn't expect 3 hours.
Right.
We were expecting maybe two and a half.
NFL got to do better when it comes to
Yes,
this.
it's too long.
It's too long. First day is too long,
Yes,
especially for the East Coast.
It's
yes,
11 o'clock.
yes.
It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast.
It's 11 o'clock for Emmett. It's 10 o'clock for me. But Gene is living in an 8 o'clock time
Wait,
frame right now.
The Lions traded.
All right, the Lions have moved up. The Detroit Lions.
The Lions have traded into the Dallas spot. No wonder Dallas was taking so long.
What do the Lions want? Corner, got to be corner. Got to be corner. They don't need receivers unless they no, they don't need receivers. They're good.
Yeah.
Offensive line is solid. Defensive line is pretty solid. Corner, maybe a linebacker.
Seems early to
Maybe
go
a
linebacker.
edge rusher.
We got
might
interior O-line
time.
on there.
I think Wiggins is the better play for them than Arnold. Arnold is technical, but again, Malik Neighbors was chewing him up. I think Detroit has to go corner right now because everybody has a run on corners. So, yeah, they probably got to go corner.
Yeah, I think it's corner. I think because you have to get in front of Green Bay, which Green Bay is fine. I think Green Bay is fine with either Cooper DeJean or Nate Wiggins.
Yep. I agree.
So I think wherever the Lions go here, the Green Bay does the opposite. Unless, I mean, they shouldn't be looking for a receiver.
If it's replacing Josh Reynolds, possibly.
Or a guard. They might go
Or
guard.
Yeah. But again, guards, second, third, fourth round, you can get a guard.
Dime a
You can
dozen.
get
I'm not drafting no guard in the first round, bro, unless it's Quentin Nelson.
We what New England did, and I think Ham doesn't want to discuss that by taking a guy from 1AA Chattanooga. So,
right.
Let's see.
Oh, Terry and Arnold's still there.
Yeah, he's still on the board.
I think they only took one corner, which was the one from Toledo. I don't think there's another one taken.
Yeah.
So I don't
this
think
could be that run on corners.
Right. Green Bay gonna mess it up and draft a quarterback. gonna draft Spencer Rattler.
No.
They betting out our Sue.
Yeah, you would be very upset. But there's got to be a corner that they like here because Green Bay is going to be next. Green Bay is probably looking at corner themselves, so there's got to be someone that they really really like right here.
Right. I think it's Arnold. I think they traded up to take Arnold.
I would not be surprised if it's DeJean to match him with his teammate Campbell from last year. I would not be surprised, bro.
I think it's Arnold.
Well, we're gonna see.
Arnold fits the scheme better than DeJean. I think it's about the scheme.
Yeah.
Green Bay is press coverage. So Arnold's not a press coverage guy.
Y'all need Kool-Aid.
Joining me on stage are girls flag football players representing the first 4 schools that competed in the Michigan Girls Flag High School Football League and local high school.
I wouldn't mind Green Bay trading out the first round though.
These young men and women embody
Depends on what y'all's needs are.
integrity, resiliency, and responsibility of their teams.
Whatever your need is, that's really what you need to determine. Because right now we know no one is trading in for. Well, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded the 24th pick to the Detroit Lions.
There you go. There's your corner.
Yep.
With the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Terrion Arnold.
I like that jacket.
I still say Kool-Aid is better, but I understand why they took this guy.
Yeah. To me, Kool-Aid better than him.
Yes, I think Kool-Aid is the better corner.
And what's crazy about I think Arnold eventually gonna be a safety.
But this is what I don't like about what Detroit does. They draft, like, for instance, the guy they did from, I think it was Ohio State. They draft corners, they don't develop them well. Then when they do have a good corner, they trade them away. So Cam Sutton was terrible last year. They did need to shore this position up. So great pick. I still say it's a great pick. However, I'm worried about his speed, and I'm worried about players such as a neighbors that he would have to deal with. He's going to be practicing with St. Brown every day, so that's going to make him better. But there are still teams that are in your division, like Justin Jefferson, that you're going to have to deal with that can eat him alive.
He said, I'm sick and tired of us playing Olay.
He's telling the truth. They play a lot of Olay. All right, everybody. Gene's team is up. The last pick for us, the Untapped podcast, is we're not doing all the way to 32. We're tired. We got jobs. But this has been a refreshing one. I must say, a refreshing podcast to kind of show our depth as a team.
Hey, look. In the words of my cousin Jason, I got kids.
Yo.
True statement.
Then I can watch the rest of this Laker game.
Man, don't jinx me tonight.
Nah, they better win tonight. I think they win tonight.
It's over with. They don't win.
They just gotta make sure.
Home.
Gotta make sure Denver don't go on that run.
Like I said, send them home. They don't get.
Denver always go on that third quarter run where they outscore you 20-0.
Yep. Every single time. Well, familiarity with his teammate, that's what also helps Terrion Arnold. He gets Gibbs with him, so that's a good thing. All right, the Green Bay Packers.
I guess they are making the pick.
Dude, for a second there, the way that the thing went up, it looks like the Packers selected Jalen Milroe.
Bang.
I'm like, that sounds about right.
That does.
It's like, dang, I was like, Love just got the quarterback position.
Hey, you got to draft your backup 5 years, 6 years ahead of time. Packer way.
Exactly.
Right. Draft the future ahead of time. It is panned out.
Yep.
I don't know. I was enjoying those texts early on where you said that Jordan Love was garbage, and I was hoping that you could finally see some bad quarterback play in your lifetime. And here you are, still winning.
Jordan Love turned it around quickly.
Right, he was struggling.
The team was done.
I was like, Jordan. He was so scared to throw the ball, and I was like, throw the ball.
Yeah, team was done. There was no more. He wasn't gonna deal with it anymore.
I was like, you got to sling it sometimes.
He figured it out.
Yep.
Oh, don't cry, mama. Trying to see if my Packer source text me. He ain't text me yet.
All right. Packers needs.
Cornerback.
Is it Mitchell from Texas? Is it a corner? Is it
Is either a corner or a guard?
Who do you want, Gene?
I'm still against grabbing guards. I love Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State, just to let you know. But he's not a first round guard.
No. I want a corner.
Well, you got to get it now because you see it's a run on it.
Yeah. Man, the 49ers going to end up with somebody like Worthy or Mitchell. Which is ridiculous. That's a team that drafts well. Them and the Ravens, every year they draft well.
Tampa could go receiver. They literally could because they don't have speed at receiver, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kansas City could because the Rashee Rice situation. There's just a lot of different scenarios. I also see Kansas City could go corner. They could trade up and get a corner because corners are going right now and they need one.
Ooh, they said Cousins left the facility pissed.
Uh-oh.
But again, Atlanta has to pay 2 years guaranteed salary. They can't get out of that.
Right.
That's what makes that move idiotic completely. It's the head scratcher of the draft.
I gotta admit though, after watching that quarterbacks thing though, I have a hard time seeing Cousins getting like heated.
Cousins only went there because they were not because in the first pick they weren't going to use it on a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's mad. Here's the pick.
Here we go.
With the 25th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers and hosts for the 2025 NFL Draft.
They some haters.
So Sarah's asking what happened with
Jordan Morgan.
Could have got him in the second round.
Jordan Morgan, y'all reached. He was mid second round.
Yeah.
Y'all reached.
That was a reach.
That's a head scratch and reach, especially when you need corners.
We could have got Jordan Morgan in the second round.
There are other tackles y'all could have gotten in the second round. So I don't know.
I don't like short arms.
And his arms, I mean, y'all gonna miss Bakhtiari. I get it, but I understand they want to protect Jordan Love, but I don't know, man. That's a reach. That's a reach.
Don't like short arm tackles.
No, because you usually have to kick them inside to guard.
Right.
And is that what they're trying to
like
do?
they just said, they say cut the move inside.
Yeah, they're gonna probably kick him inside.
They love the athletic offensive line, the guys that can move, the versatility inside out.
And watch him become an all-pro. Like all Green Bay.
He could.
Like all Green Bay linemen.
I'm not gonna dispute him becoming all pro, but what was really needed?
We could have got him with that Jets pick in the second round. That's my thing.
Yeah, trade back if you're gonna go that route. Yeah. Cooper Beebe is awesome out of Kansas State. Like you could have got him in the second round. But I get it. They made their pick. They feel like that was the guy that they needed. But you can't tell me he was the best guy on the board.
Yeah.
No way. All right, everybody. We have 25 picks. We are cutting it short, 3 hours and 15 minutes in. We thank you for joining the Untapped podcast. Co-founders Gene and Emmett, thank you for joining. Also our special guest in Ham. We thank you for joining, and we'll see y'all next time.
All righty.
All right. See y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.